Hey,
G'day.
hey, hey.
I'm Grant.
I'm Collette.
And together,
We're the Simple Joys.
Joys.
We're from Queensland, Australia. And
she's simple and I'm Joy.
No, we all know that I'm Joy and you're simple. And that's why we're a good team.
I'm simply a joy. You're joyfully simple.
It is 10 a.m. here.
10 a.m. and that's our live stream for today. Thank you very much for coming, everyone.
Hope you find some smiles and some laughs with us. We do a trivia every Tuesday, and we do a Wacky Wednesday. I think it's mainly the second and last day of the month.
On the third week of every month, ending in Y.
Hey, Mr. Fulton, welcome in.
Hey, Mr. Fulton. How you doing today, mate?
It's overcast outside.
It is. We finally got some rain.
Nice,
beautiful.
Rain.
Absolutely gorgeous out there. Nice, cool, overcast day with a bit of rain around.
And we got a cup of coffee. It's a relaxed chat. I titled it Original Love Song. Later on, Grant's going to sing a song that he wrote for me. Tomorrow is the 29th of March here, and it's our 5-year wedding anniversary. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
So tomorrow is our 5 years we've been married, but together for 30.
Because we only had a short engagement.
Yeah, just a short engagement. We got engaged on my 18th birthday.
And got married when you were how old?
40. Hey, Deep in the Woods.
Hey, Deep. Hey, Michelle.
I hope your day has been good. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. We got a anniversary card from Colette's mum and dad in the mail.
We did, a lovely card. And it's my mum's birthday today too, so I have to ring her later on today when the kids come home from school. Yeah. And she's 69 today.
Wow.
How you doing? I hope you are all well. I'm great. Going to be in Kentucky tomorrow morning and Friday night to the Art Museum with my dad and my grandma.
Cool.
That
Pick us up some
nice.
bourbon. Some original Kentucky bourbon. Made in the foothills of Kentucky for 3,500 years.
Hey, Eric.
Hey,
welcome.
Eric. How are you, mate?
Just a laid-back chat today. No trivia. Hey, Tim's World.
Hey, hairballs.
Yeah, it does sound like fun, Mr. Fulton.
What type of museum? The
Art Museum.
Oh.
So I'm guessing
As
that's
in
like
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark.
Wow. I've seen some big models of the Ark done at different places we've gone to. Some of them put dinosaurs on it.
Can't get used to no beard.
I know, Michelle. Excuse me, I got a little bit of stubble. When I looked in the mirror earlier, I was like, grow, come on.
Hey, g'day, Nightbot.
Hey, Nightbot's there from yesterday.
Yeah.
Nightbot had a big rest yesterday for trivia.
He did.
So hopefully he's firing on all cylinders today.
Hey, Hazel.
G'day, Hazel.
And congratulations on Hazel. She just reached her 1,000 subscribers.
Really?
If I read that correctly.
Awesome. Try and remind a few people today through the stream too, because you got to get a few over or else YouTube can go up and down and you can go back under.
Yeah. You got dimples, she says.
Oh, I thought Mum's walking her little kid down the road. I like my dimples.
We got dimples
They're
too.
actually little scars. I had my face ripped open by a dog when I was really young, and that one there, when I smile, that was a complete hole through my cheek where the dog ripped me open, and I've got a couple of more on my top lip that you can't see because of the mow.
Yeah.
So it turns out they worked out pretty good. It looks like little dimples and stuff, but it's actually scars from when I was ripped open. I was only, what, 5-year-old, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Only really tiny. I can only just remember the start of it, and then I blanked out. Or blacked out, or fainted, or passed out, whatever you want to say.
Fainted. Passed out in pain. Tim
had his right eye
torn out by
Did they put it back in all right, Tim? You still got vision in it?
Yeah, it was
yeah, I was swinging around a coat inside the neighbour's house, and just the movement of the coat did something to the dog. He didn't like it at all, and he was about the same height as my face, so when he come at me, he just tore me up a bit.
Oh, hey, Debs.
Hey, Debs.
She says, I love you and been missing you. Collette, you look pretty. Spread the joy. Spread the simple joys, boys. Farron for prayers. Guess who's back? Hey, welcome back.
What about me, Deb? Am I not pretty enough for the pretty club?
How you been? Yes, they fixed it, but it's not as strong as his left eye.
Ah, okay. I've naturally got a weak left eye. Not from any injury or anything. It's just born like that. I used to have a lazy eye when I was young, and for ages I wore a patch like a pirate. But I wore a patch on that weak eye, no, on the strong eye.
Yeah.
I wore a patch on the strong eye to try and make the weak eye a bit better, and it did work a bit, but it's still not as strong.
Hope you're doing well, Debs. We've been missing you.
But I'm glad they fixed it up for you, Tim. That'd be pretty freaky, eh, getting your eye out. It's all fun and games until a dog takes your eye out.
I remember my nana washing one of her. She had Shih Tzu cross. No, it might have been a pure Shih Tzu, and she was washing it, and one of its eyes popped out, and she had to put it back in.
Imagine your dog's eye just popping out while you're washing it.
They're prone to it, actually. The Shih Tzus.
Oh, they got really big eyes. You wouldn't want to squeeze it too hard, would you? It'd be like one of those stress balls.
Yeah, they wanted me to wear a patch, but I didn't listen, says Tim's World.
Okay.
And Mr. Fulton says his brother's going to Kentucky with him.
Cool.
The cat's doing really, really good.
That is gross. Pop your dog's eye back in, love.
No, she was just washing it, and
Sure she wasn't squeezing it?
No, she was just washing its forehead.
I just had a picture of a little kid, like a toddler, hugging a dog so tight and both of its eyes popping out. Don't squeeze the dog so hard.
No. Yeah, the cat's doing really well. I think, I'm not sure where she is at the moment. She's probably in the garage.
We had the garage open because we were fishing around looking for old photos and stuff.
We were.
We wanted to do a bit of show and tell today.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you some wedding pictures.
Oh, that's, I don't know whether you can see it over there.
Because you got the chat box there.
I've got the chat box there. Oh, yeah, you can.
Cool.
So that's the blue dress in the background. What's my wedding dress? And the white shirt, that was Grant's wedding shirt, and it's a country western one. That actually came from America, that shirt.
Yeah, we ordered that from the USA. Yeah. You want me to bring it over?
If you want. The boys are good. Diesel's really good.
He's a little bit stinky because
he's very stinky at the moment.
Wet weather outside, and he's got that smell, and he's due for a bath. Do you want me to bring your dress over too, or just one at a time?
You can bring the dress over too.
There's your dress.
It's a bluish colour.
Blue-grey.
Bluish grey. And I had a headpiece also.
And with this shirt, I had a black leather cowboy hat on.
Move your chair, babe. So that was my wedding dress with a little thing, and then it had a crisscross at the back. And crisscross straps at the back that did up like a corset. Yeah.
Is a string missing?
Oh, it's in my other wedding box.
because on the honeymoon I just cut it off.
It took forever to get out of it.
Okay, safe travels, Mr. Fulton.
I'll put that over there.
Yeah, this shirt.
Yeah.
I love it.
You have worn it for your country trivia too. It needs a good dry clean.
That's the back. I love the shoulders.
Yeah. And he wore a cowboy hat with it.
It's got like white on white embroidery. And then on the cuffs too, it's got that.
Yeah, and then you had the what are they? The collar things also?
Necktie.
No, you had collar bits.
On the collars, it had like silver tips.
Yeah, they're in my jewelry box. Hey, Annie Confetti.
Oops.
See if I can show a picture of the headdress. Here. Oh, you won't see. I am normally brown haired, and that's my that was my headpiece. So that was me on my wedding morning.
Freaking out.
I was peeking out. I was. After being together for 25 years, I was so nervous.
That's so crazy, eh? Even like after all that time together, we got him to walk up the field, and we did like a relay race with the boys, because we had our 4 boys dressed up, and they walked Collette a fair way up the grass in the field, and then they handed her over to her dad.
Yeah.
And then her dad walked her the last little bit up to me, and she was crying, and her dad was teary.
This is what the boys looked like. So Gus is the one with the cowboy hat, and then Griffin, and then the 2 younger ones, they had matching shirts. So that's what they wore for our wedding.
Extra handsome. So you're pretty and I'm handsome.
Thank you.
We'll pull them out again later on, and we'll have another look at the photos and the shirts.
Yeah.
And dress. I didn't bother getting the hat down. I got my black cowboy hat, but you can see it in the pictures.
Yeah, that's why, because I couldn't find my headdress. It must be still packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Later on, we'll show some pictures of the table set up and everything.
Yeah. Before we do that, this.
Because we had the box open for photos for the wedding, we pulled out some old photos from when we were kids.
This was our engagement photo. So that's I think I'm 18 and you're 19 in that picture. So that was our engagement photo.
We actually went out for lunch yesterday.
Yeah.
Annie?
Deb's daughter got married in October. Yes, very young there.
We went out for lunch yesterday because I wanted to make sure we had a couple of dollars left on us before bills got paid.
Yeah.
So before the bills got paid, we went out for lunch at the local pub yesterday.
Hey, Lumpy Dog.
Hey, Lumpy Dog.
Gus is very much like Grant. I
think Griffin's more like me. And then he sort of worked out of it a bit, and Gus worked out of it a bit, and now I think Fisher's more like me.
Yes. When because Gus used to have longish hair when he was about 18, and there's photos of Grant with his long hair and Gus with his, and you put them side by side, and you could mistake them as
each other.
Yeah. Bye Boy says hello, Bye Boy.
Yeah, my hair's nothing like it used to be. I used to have really nice, long, thick hair, but it's getting a bit thin on top now. Hey, Bo Boy.
Yeah, awesome.
Deb, sorry if I missed anyone. Hey, it's good to see Deb. Haven't seen her in a while. Hashtag been a while. Good to see you. Thanks, Deb.
And tomorrow night, Mr. Fulton's going to stay in a hotel in Kentucky. Awesome.
Oh, Kentucky Motel. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? I stayed in a Kentucky motel.
Mm-hmm. So today's just going to be a laid-back chat. If there's anything that you want to talk about, we can talk about anything.
We're open to suggestions for chat or questions. Or
I don't have a list.
Colette's lost. She hasn't got a list today.
I haven't got a list. Normally I have little points beside me, or I've got little the questions to keep me occupied. But
that's why Collette loves trivia, because she's got a list.
I do my housework by lists. I have to I write down everything, and as I do each room, I tick it all off. DK has been so busy. She travels to the south tomorrow. Yeah, she popped in briefly yesterday also, so it was good to see her.
Today's a really good day, a good live stream to network if you want to hook up with each other too. Make sure you're connected to each other's channels if you run channels.
Yep, it's hump day for you guys. It's Wednesday.
Happy hump day. Oh, that reminds me, I was going to send Dave Kazar a message saying happy hump day, because I haven't seen him in a little while.
Flaming hot here in Michigan, 51 degrees Fahrenheit.
51. I thought Celsius for a second. 51 Celsius is hot.
Deep in the Woods says, I could say some American slang and see if you know what it means.
Go on. We've probably got a bit of an advantage because a lot of the American sitcoms, American movies and all that sort of stuff are on TV, where not so much the other way around. I don't think you get a lot of Australian stuff in the USA.
Okay, she's gone
Jonesing.
That's the first one.
Jonesing.
Is
that how you say it? Jonesing.
Keeping up with the Joneses, a bit like the neighbours.
Jonesing. All right, that'll be our guess. Trying to keep up with
the neighbourhood.
If you're jonesing, you're trying to be as good as everyone else.
Yes. No.
That's how we say it. Okay, you got to think of the lag.
Okay.
So that's how we say it, jonesing, but that's not what it means.
Okay, it means craving.
Oh, never heard that one.
Never heard it.
Oh, I'm jonesing for a coffee this morning. Wonder where that come from, jonesing. It doesn't make sense.
No.
Like, not that it doesn't make sense. I can't connect it to any other words.
No, because it doesn't match up with like for the birds.
That's for the birds. Yeah, we use that sometimes.
And what's it mean?
For the birds. Wanting more. Oh, that must be jonesing. Wanting more. For the birds is not amounting to much. Not, like it's for the birds. It doesn't mean a lot, I think.
Hashtag real bad. These are hard, Deep in the Woods. I don't have a page to pull up at the moment either.
Yeah, and I can't see it on comments anymore, Debs, because YouTube's disabled the comments on, I think, all of our videos now. But we have opened up tabs on the community panel. If you're on our page and you go to community tab, we're taking comments and all that sort of stuff in that section.
Yep, and I've started doing Instagram, and we've got our Twitter or our Facebook. Or if you want to just send us an email, we can send back and forth that way also. Possibly Nashville is where DK is going. She's going to Kentucky, Georgia, South Carolina, and maybe Florida.
I wanted to go to Nashville when I was younger for the country music.
Mm. Yep, up high. Nosebleed seats. Yes.
Way up north.
I only know that from the song, who sang it?
Thunder and the lightning.
Oh, who sang that? I've got a mind blank.
Big a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I can't think of it. I love that song. Imagine Dragons. Sorry.
Imagination Dragons?
No, Imagine Dragons.
Going Dutch. Is that when you split the bill? So going Dutch is when you both pay for the bill, half and half. I think that's what going Dutch is. Or is it when you stick your finger in a dike?
In the dam?
Yeah. Dike is a dam wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Each paying for your own.
Yeah.
Newfie expression, a boil up.
A boil up? Sounds like someone's getting mad, like a fight, a boil up.
She says, okay, someone else can talk now. A Newfie expression, a boil up. Yeah, mad.
Newfie is Newfoundland.
Yeah,
Canada.
going off.
A boil up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's going to be a boil up, eh? Here's my Canadian accent. Hey, there's going to be a boil up, eh?
That's an Aussie trying to try in a Canadian accent. Hey, Danny G, welcome in.
I better make sure I got that right, but I reckon that's how you'd say it. A boil up would be like a fight or a bit of aggression. Hey, nippy nip nip star.
Goes out on a boat, cook your food and throw on the rocks.
G'day, Danny. What, that's a boil up?
Would never ever thought that.
I like cooking.
Cooking. It's in a cooking.
Goes out on a boat, cook your food and throw on the rocks.
Wow.
Okay. So, hey, so we're going out for a boil up, eh? Sounds good. You're coming for a boil up?
Name that tune.
Name that tune. I hope I've got everyone coming in. Hey, Danny. Might have missed Danny.
Yeah, I caught Danny.
Don't
forget to put yourself on live chat. Hashtag peeved.
Well, in Australia, that means drunk.
Mm-hmm.
But in USA, I think it means angry or annoyed, doesn't it?
Mr. Fulton will be live streaming tomorrow.
Deb wants to name that tune. All right, we'll do name that tune.
You can't think off the top of your head.
I like the way she walks, she talks, like now, like wow, wipe out, and I was gone the moment I laid eyes
on you.
I laid eyes on you. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yes, it can mean mad or boil up your food. How's the lag? Because yesterday we had a lot of buffering.
Hoodoo Gurus was big everywhere, weren't they? Across the world?
I'm not sure.
I know they were big in Australia, Hoodoo Gurus.
Yeah. Piss can mean drunk or mad in Newfoundland.
So they got a bit of both.
Yeah.
So that's the American influence coming in. And Canada's a lot like Australia because we're Commonwealth.
Mm-hmm.
Both part of the Commonwealth, still tied to England.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of Canadian stuff is sort of similar to Australian. But then they would also have heaps of USA influence being so close, wouldn't they?
Possibly. Yeah.
No lag, cool. A lot of people had problems with lag yesterday. I haven't got a list. I need a list. Quick, do a list, baby.
I don't have a list on me. Hey, V-Stag.
Hey, V-Stag.
Danny says, my lag is pretty bad after getting off work just now. Yeah. Yesterday it was bad for a lot of people.
Nippy wants to go to Newfoundland. I want to pat a Newfoundland hound. I've never seen a Newfoundland hound in real life.
They're
huge.
And their coat looks very dry and strawy, isn't that?
No, that's an Irish Wolfhound.
Okay.
Irish Wolfhounds have got a real
Hello.
wiry cat. Hello, miss.
People were just asking about you. Come here. There we go. They were just asking about you. He says, no, I just want to go and lie down.
Big and sloppy. Pretty dogs.
Ooh, you putted. It was stinky.
Got a busy street now. Not used to all these cars coming up.
Okay, you can go now. You putted.
Yeah, I used to want all the big breeds when I was a kid. I always wanted a Great Dane, a Saint Bernard, a Newfoundland. Medicine.
She looks a lot like the other one, but with a different colour.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a lot like Kitty, except she's a soft ginger, and Kitty's soft grey and dark grey.
I love Kitty's paws. He was sitting on the fish tank earlier this morning.
Little black baked beans.
And he's got black baked beans, and his whole foot is black underneath. It looks like he's stepped in paint. Yeah, she does look like him. The Madison Marmalade. We've got a video to go out tomorrow, so.
Oh, an Irish Wolfhound I missed. I always wanted an Irish Wolfhound too.
Saint Bernard.
They lose so much hair. I knew someone with a Saint Bernard, and the hair, oh my goodness. Yeah, he got me to, because I was working for him, and he got me to clean out his office. And his office, there was buckets of hair came out of there.
Say it fast. Newfoundland.
Newfoundland?
Newfoundland.
Oh, you call it Newfoundland. Not Newfoundland.
I'd say when we went on to...
Well, that's how it's spelled. That's what it would have been. They would have found that new land. It's Newfoundland.
Newfoundland dogs.
Newfoundland dogs. Newfoundland dogs.
Oui, there was
I thought you were French for a second then. Oui, oui.
Oui,
Oui. No,
we struggled with Minnesota.
Speak for yourself.
No, because they thought we were saying that we have to say it
Minnesota
instead of Minnesota.
Minnesota. New Ireland.
Turbo Baby was playing with a Saint Bernard at the Pet Expo this month.
Oh.
I saw you the photos you put up with the horses, and the other day with the butterflies too. Very cute. Very beautiful dogs.
I think most big breeds have got a really good nature.
Yeah. Except for Alsatians. Alsatians can be a bit temperamental. Yeah. Very much so.
They're very smart. I think if your dog's a bit smarter, like people, I think.
I think too, it depends on how they've been raised. You can get, it's like you can get your pit bulls. And
same with pit bulls, yeah.
Your pit bulls, it all depends on how they've been raised and treated.
I stopped and pet a dog yesterday on the footpath in town.
Yeah.
He was a little Staffy cross. He was built like a little tank. He was so solid, but he was so excited that I was patting him. He kept jumping up. Awesome.
Newfoundland is descendants of English, Irish, and Scotland.
Yeah. Well, they missed out on Wales. The Irish setters, the big red dogs. I had looked after one of them for about 2 weeks when I was little. We took in a stray.
Yeah.
And it was really different. Beautiful coat.
I didn't have a lot of dogs. I had a German Shepherd when we were in Malaysia, and then we had a Corgi Cross.
Oh, Tootsie.
Yeah, Tootsie when I was a teenager. But other than that, we had a little Holly dog that Mum and Dad rescued. But yeah, other than that, I didn't have many dogs growing up.
We always had dogs. Well, I've always loved dogs, even though, like I was saying earlier, I got ripped up in the face when I was younger by a dog. I've always loved them.
I've always had cats. Awesome. Anything else you want to do?
You showing some photos?
We showed that one.
We showed the photo of a young Grant and Collette.
That's a young us.
That's when we got engaged.
Geez, we've changed.
I didn't realise how much of a kid I was.
We were both very young.
I felt so old.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I know.
You're still beautiful.
Thank you.
I look very different though.
You're still handsome.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Michelle says you looks just like your son.
Okay, we got any other pictures? Or you want me to do a song?
You can do a song. That's what I titled it, Original Love Song.
Okay, this is a song I wrote for Collette.
This is a little song I wrote.
You might want to sing it note for note, but don't worry. Be happy.
Okay.
That's not the song.
That's not the song.
Now, it's really old, and I wrote on one side and then I wrote on the other side, and it's faded that much that the words are almost going into each other.
And I think a rat has eaten it.
And a mouse or something got into the book. So it's going to be a bit hard to read. And I wrote it, 20 years ago?
Yeah, about then. Oh, yeah, 20 years ago. No, 18 years ago. Yeah, 18, because Griffin's 20.
Okay. Yeah, so we had 2 kids.
Yeah.
So it's an old one that I wrote for Collette, and it's a long one, so it might take a while.
Can you remember the beat? Give me a beat, boy.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, it's just going to be, I might have to slow the song down a bit to try and read it. So I'll do that.
Okay. I can't remember it word for word either.
No, me either. That's why I have to read it.
Okay. So
I'll just read the first bit in my head so I can get the feel for it. You're so much more than the mother of my children, and you're so much more than a housewife. You're the window through the day that lets the light in. You make it easy to live my life. You take me for what I am with what's in all. Your love for me is unconditional. You're always there to catch me whenever I fall. And the beauty of you is additional. You're more, yes, so much more than I give you credit for. I've been taking you for granted for way too long. So listen to the words of my song, 'cause you're more, yes, so much more than I give you credit for. You're so much more than I've let you become, and you're so much more than a good woman. On a bright, clear day, you're the shining sun. Without you near, I go to rack and ruin. You've got an innocent mind and a heart of gold. It's plain and clear in everything you do. They say beauty's skin deep, but that ain't so, 'cause the beauty of you goes through and through. 'Cause you're more, yes, so much more than I give you credit for. You're a pillar of strength with the Midas touch, my best friend and a super mom. You make for smooth sailing when the seas are rough. It's rarely said, but now the time has come. You're an accountant, a cook, a cleaner, a nurse, not to mention a therapist. You've seen me at my best, you've seen my worst, and through it all, you're an optimist. You're more, yes, so much more more than I give you credit for. I've been taking you for granted for way too long. So listen to the words of my song, 'cause you're more, yes, so much more, more and more.
Thank you, baby.
There we go. So that's my love song.
Michelle says, "Oh, don't cry, Collette." And
hey, Night Shame, welcome in.
Yes, he used to write a lot of lyrics. Cuteness all over the place.
That's the first time I've ever sang one of my own songs online.
You got it. He's got plenty. You did go into a recording studio once with one of your songs, and the person there wanted to rearrange it for you rather than have it how he wanted it.
Hey, Iron Bassist.
Hey, Iron. Hey, Night Shame. Welcome.
Oh, that was a bit I was nervous doing that.
You did well. You did well. I know you.
My leg's shaking.
You got the nervous shake. How you doing?
How you doing? I hope that sounded all right and you could understand the lyrics.
I could understand it.
Cool.
Yeah, so he wrote that roughly about 18 years ago. G'day, g'day. Happy chatting.
Hey, g'day.
She says, I'm loving that smiley t-shirt.
Ah, thanks. This is one of our designs.
Yep, spread the joy.
This was one of our first t-shirts we made for the Simple Joys merchandise.
It wasn't our first one. Our first one was...
No, I said one of.
Oh, I was going to say our first one was the one that goes round and round.
That says take time for the Simple Joys.
It's actually our intro on a lot of our videos.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Michelle.
And she said, Dippin says it was heartfelt, Grant, good job. It was great.
It took me a lot longer to write than most songs I was writing back then. I used to do a couple of songs back then and they come out pretty quick, but that one took ages because I wanted it just right and it was actually something about that I wanted to cover everything with Collette. Yeah, spread the joy. Someone's bought one of these. Who was it? Clapping Alone? No, Manek, that's it, sorry. Yeah, Manek Sunshine.
Yeah. What else have you got?
What else have I got?
What else have you got?
Oh, another photo. My hair's a bit longer there.
These were in the shed.
It's an old photo that's been in the shed.
Hang on, cats are fighting.
Cats are fighting. I don't know if you heard that on mic, but there was a big kerfuffle with the cats then. That's the new ginger cat getting acquainted. Hey, Crystal's Pets, welcome in. Welcome, everyone that's come in. And if you haven't been here before, thanks for coming to check us out. Colette's just gone to sort out cats. I was just saying earlier today too, it's a good stream for you to hook up with each other if you want to network or support each other. Go right ahead. I don't mind that at all.
Rescued him from the big scary cat.
Oh, you're rescuing Kitty. Hey, while you've got him like that, you can show people what you meant about his paws.
I rescued him.
Hey, look at his paws. The black underneath. It's like he's walked in black paint because all the top of him's like light grey and underneath him is black.
I just rescued him from the big scary little cat. Oh, my baby boy. What's she picking on you?
Why is everybody always picking on me?
Go over there.
He walks in the classroom cool and slow. Who's on the call? The teacher, Daddy-O, Charlie Brown.
Here now.
You're a clown.
I couldn't find her, but I found him.
I should rewrite that song so it doesn't get wrecked, because I probably never remember it if I had to rewrite it.
Hi, Crystal Pets. Welcome in.
Oh, there he goes.
I hope he doesn't run into her again. Yeah, so that's what we were talking about, how he looks like he's stood in paint. His paws are black underneath.
Look, I'm slowly starting to get a bit of stubble.
You are.
I'm really slow at growing. That's why it took me so long to grow a little beard. Took me about a year and a half maybe.
Awesome. Okay, I don't know what else that I brought out to show.
I brought my snake catcher in.
You did.
I want to show that pumpkin later too. Because I didn't realise, I was in a live stream the other night and...
Do you want me to get it?
If you want.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in a live stream the other night and they were talking about pumpkins. They had some sort of pumpkin challenge going and they grow pumpkins. And someone in there was really excited that they had some seeds for a blue pumpkin. And I said, is that the Jarrah pumpkin or the Queensland blue? And they said, oh, it does say Queensland vegetables on it. And I said, yeah, well, Queensland is our state. That's where we live. And that's the Queensland blue or Jarrah pumpkin. And they're really common around here. Not so much now. In the last few years, they're a bit less common. But when I was growing up especially, we used to have Jarrahs all the time. So it's not actually blue. It's not like blue. And inside is still like a normal pumpkin, but the outside is like a real silvery grey sort of blue.
So that's what he's talking about. That's the outside of it.
So I went and bought half of one yesterday just so I could show you. Because our pumpkins are a bit different here. We don't have the big orange ones. The big orange ones, the stores get them in store for Halloween, and that's about it. But they're really expensive.
Yeah, and this is what it looks like inside. I don't want to...
I'm going to keep the seeds.
Yeah, the seeds are attached to the glad wrap.
There you go.
So that's the big Queensland blue pumpkin.
See how meaty they are? Nice and meaty. They're really good for roast. When we have a roast dinner, I'm going to cut this up and roast pumpkin, beautiful. Yeah,
so we don't use this for making a sweet pie or anything, and we use it as a vegetable. So we roast it. We can mash it.
Well, that's the other thing they found a bit surprising when I was in that stream, because I said, I've never seen a pumpkin pie. Have you ever seen one?
No.
So pumpkin pie, I mean, I'm sure you could probably find it somewhere, but it's definitely not common. In Australia, we don't use pumpkins for desserts. We use them for vegetables for dinner.
Happy Chatty World says, speaking of snakes, I got a shock yesterday. I uploaded it, and if you have spare 40 seconds, check it out. So she must have caught a snake on camera.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. We'll check it out after the live stream. Happy Chappy. Happy
If it's only a 40-second one, I don't mind if you put the link in.
Yeah, you can put the link in.
Because you know how it used to be only ranchers could put links in, but anyone can do it now.
Can they?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if it's only a short video, Happy Chatty, I don't mind if you want to put the link in.
Pumpkin pie has always baffled me as well. And Annie Confetti says, what? That's one of my favourite treats ever. We've never had it. Never tasted pumpkin pie.
Yeah, see, Happy Chatty's Australian also, and they're saying the same thing.
I think I have heard that you can get the pumpkin pie like our condensed milk, our condensed caramel tart. I think you can get the pumpkin like that in a can.
Already pre-made.
And you just put it into your pie base.
Okay.
Mr. Fulton says, Grant Collette, maybe you should have a singing contest sometime.
Yeah.
I'm Bess, it's from America, from Ohio.
The copyright laws worry me a bit because I don't know enough about it.
See, Ohio, we say
Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah, don't they?
It's got an O in front of it. So,
yeah.
Guys, you live down under. Yes, we do. We're from Queensland, Australia.
Yes, I didn't know whether you appreciate seeing a different sort of pumpkin or not. Because we don't have the big orange ones around the place.
And half a pumpkin was $6.94.
These ones are a lot dearer though because they're heavier.
Yeah.
They're really heavy pumpkin. The little tent pumpkins, or what we call jack pumpkins, they're more common and they're much smaller. And they're easy to grow too. We used to have those pumpkins growing at the last house.
I got big pumpkin seeds that we need, for the really
for the giant pumpkins.
Yes, we should plant them.
I think in the USA you call them state fair pumpkins, the ones that grow massive, like 600 pounds.
Yeah, bigger than a person.
Yeah.
Like you can hide behind one or hide inside it. That'd take a lot of water though.
Wouldn't
they would. Never saw one of those. Interesting, and never seen a green one before.
Oh, the Kent is like a dark green with yellow and white sort of striping and pattern through it too. So
similar to this, it's similar to this, but a different colour.
Like it's smaller. It's about that big.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we call butternut pumpkin, they call squash.
Oh, okay. What do they call?
Button squash.
No. What did you buy? Sweet potato.
Oh, they might call it sweet potato, or they might call it yams.
I can get one. You got one in the fridge.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Grant Collette, my newest you missed. Yeah, we did, because we went out for lunch.
We went out for a little early anniversary lunch. Yesterday, after we finished live streaming Mr. Fulton, we went down to the pub and had a little lunch together while the kids were at school. Yeah, it is. It's Thursday just before lunch here, Crystal.
Okay, and this is a sweet potato.
You can get red ones too.
Sweet potato, both here by yams or sweet.
Yams or sweet potato.
Thank you, Happy Chatty World. So there we go.
Oh, those big orange ones, because they only release them in stores here at Halloween, they're massive prices on them.
About $30 for
the big ones.
Yeah.
Even just for a little orange pumpkin to use as a jack-o'-lantern, it's going to cost you at least $15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I've got all these vegetables to do a roast lamb later.
Yeah, I bought a little bit of lamb to do a roast.
Mm-hmm. So I'll put that on around lunchtime, and then it will be ready for dinner tonight.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
In the slow cooker. Oh, I love that slow cooker.
I use my slow cooker a lot.
We just call them a slow cooker. I think you might call them a crock pot. But I love it when meat's been cooked in the slow cooker all day. And Collette puts like the vegetables, the carrot, onion and potatoes and stuff on the bottom, and then the meat on top of all that, and it just all cooks together.
Awesome. Pardon me. Awesome. Okay, what else have you got? Show and tell. Bananas are very cheap.
I picked up some really nice ladyfingers at the markets the other day for $4 a kilo. And usually ladyfingers are about $10 a kilo.
Yeah, I go through stages where I like a banana, but I love mandarins. I love mandarins. And we've got seedless grapes yesterday also from the fruit shop. They had a thing here for a while where you'd get, what were they?
Yeah, I know, right, Annie? It's pretty easy, eh?
They were called the candy floss grapes. They were injected with a sweetness.
We call it fairy floss. They call it cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
Ladyfinger. Oh, we haven't got any left, have we?
No.
They're
a short banana.
It's a banana. It's like a normal banana, except it's much shorter, fatter, and sweeter.
I'll have to go and watch replay of stream. No worries. Thank you, Happy Chatty.
Good to see you, Happy Chatty. Thanks for popping in.
We'll pop over and have a look at your new video.
Yeah, because I got a few videos too where I relocate snakes. I love, especially pythons. I love playing with pythons and taking them out into the wild and putting them where they should be instead of in people's houses.
Yeah. Annie Confetti says, I keep mandarins and mandarin oranges on stock here all the time. It's Turbo's baby's favourite.
Cool. Yeah, good for them, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved mandarins as a kid. We used to jump the fence and steal them off the neighbour's tree all the time.
We rented a...
You wouldn't want her to see you either. She would come out with the broom chasing you.
We rented a house a few years ago that had an orchard, and they had custard apples and mandarins and what else? I think they had passion fruit and grapefruit and apples. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I loved that.
Had a big grapefruit.
I loved that place.
Figs.
Yeah.
Had a few things. That is one of the good things about renting. You get to experience different properties and different neighbourhoods and different areas all the time.
The last place we moved from was our longest ever place that we'd lived in. We lived in that for nearly 8 years. And
that's because it was hard to move out of there because we had so much room. We rented an old farmhouse on 270 acres.
Yeah.
So it was a big property and we could have all the animals we wanted.
Yeah. But I like it here. We'll probably be here for a few years. Iron Basset loves Aussie beer.
It is a lot less work here, not looking after all the animals and having to maintain the property. But I do miss them. We had 2 goats, 4 peacocks, 4 ducks, about 10 chickens.
And we had 4 dogs.
4 dogs.
2 cats.
2 cats, 100 fish.
And now we've just gone down to the 2 cats, 3 fish. 3 cats, 2 dogs, 3 fish. And yes, notice I did include the little grey ginger one in that count.
I put up, when we moved from the last place, I sold a lot of my fish. With the big tank, I had a 5-foot tank of goldfish, and I just took all of them over to Mum's place because she got a little pond on the veranda, and I put them in the pond there. And we did a video of that a few days ago, just a bit of a catch up on how the fish are going in the pond now.
Yeah.
So that'll be up in a day or 2.
And because we've got a veranda here, I said to Grant, I'd really like a pond around my veranda, and we'll have to get some of our goldfish back off his mum. And when we mentioned it, she was like, no, you're not getting them back. But we'll have to probably leave her 3.
We'll leave her a few.
And then we'll take the rest back. But it will be a long way until we actually do them. And no,
I've never known anyone with a kangaroo as a pet. I've known wildlife rescuers.
Yeah.
People don't keep them as pets. They're wild animals. But sometimes wildlife rescuers get little joeys, and ideally they raise them to release them into the wild, but sometimes they hook up and become pets.
Yeah.
But not very often.
Because they're still they still can scratch you.
Yeah.
There was a video actually that was going around last week about a koala who got into a car for the air conditioning, and this guy, it was in Adelaide, and this guy was trying to get it out the car and it ended up scratching. That's how sharp their claws are. Digging its claws into its...
Koalas got really strong claws because they climb like 40-foot trees, and they got to hang on in the wind up there.
So it was digging its claws into the dash of the car and scratching all that up.
Pierced the dash and left scratches in it. But he left his door open because his dog was in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the koala just crawled in and didn't want to get out.
No, it was enjoying the air conditioning.
And koalas are lovely, but you don't want them to scratch you.
No.
It'll be like razor blades.
Same with kangaroos. There was a case recently.
Kangaroo can disembowel people.
Yeah, there was a case recently out on a farm, a kangaroo, because around mating season they get really protective.
Yeah, the big males get a bit stroppy.
Yeah. And on a rural property, this kangaroo came in contact with a man and bashed him, like put him down and
Knocked him down.
Scratched him and big claw marks all up his side. So yeah, I would like.
And then the wife went out to rescue him and had a go at the wife.
Yeah.
And then the son come out with a big stick or lump of wood or something and chased it away.
It's like we could go for a walk up the bush here, and I'll have to link
There's quite a few good koala videos floating around YouTube and the internet. You get good ones. There's some really nice ones of when they've come out of bushfires and people have given them drinks of water and stuff, and they're really cute.
So we could walk up the bush here, which is probably what, not even 500 meters, and
500 yards. They won't know what meters.
Okay. And we could run into a kangaroo, and you have to watch because like they could stand up, and like they're taller than Grant when they stand up.
Yeah. We get more wallabies around this area, which is just like kangaroos except smaller.
Yeah.
They're a smaller type of kangaroo, and they're called wallabies, and they don't get anywhere near as big, and they're a little bit daintier and prettier and smaller.
And because it's been so dry here, we've had the little wallabies come down the footpath and feed on the little chutes out the front.
Also, a video going to be going up next week will have kangaroos in it, because I went for a drive out in the late afternoon to see if I could get any footage out at a pretty spot I know. And I got some birds. There's a couple of top-knot pigeons and galahs, and then I came across a small family of kangaroos, just male, female, and the young one.
Yeah.
So I got a bit of footage of kangaroos going up maybe 5 days' time.
He says, but dogs and cats are tops, so he prefers dogs and cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can link you, or you can look for it deep in the woods, either way.
I was really surprised, actually, because after I got some footage of the galahs, I thought I'll have a quick Google, because I didn't know whether the USA even knew what galahs would be. Excuse me. So I had a look, and you can buy them in the USA from pet shops or bird places, and they want like $1,500 for a galah.
Oh, speaking of that, I showed him just before we came online. There was this kookaburra in a pet store in the US for $1,200.
Kookaburra.
A kookaburra, and it was so sad.
A lot of our parrots, like we got wild white cockatoos, black cockatoos, galahs, cockatiels. There is wild cockatiels and rosellas, lorikeets. We get heaps of parrots here, and they're all wild.
Yeah.
What did Crystal Pets ask?
Can you guys only keep pets from your country, right?
No, people can have.
You need special licenses for a lot of the exotic pets.
Even reptiles, like our own reptiles, snakes and lizards and that. You can't just catch them out the wild and keep them as pets because they're protected. You've got to have a special license, and they've got to be, what's the opposite of wild, like store bred? Domesticated.
Domesticated.
No, that's not really the word, but bred in captivity.
Yeah. But that's like certain fish too. You're not allowed to sell certain fish. That's right. You couldn't just go to the lake and pick up a fish and then bring it home and then sell it. It has to be bred in captivity. Yeah, we have pet stores.
We have heaps of pet stores. Yeah, there's pet stores everywhere.
But they only sell the likes of birds, fish, dogs, and cats. They do spiders,
snakes, lizards, spiders, scorpions.
Yeah, but not exotic. Not like you can't go and buy a monkey.
No, you can't buy a monkey or a lion.
No, or a bear. Yeah, so we do have pet stores, but they have just the basic.
Hey, Redneck Connection, welcome in, mate.
Basic animals. You can't buy anything exotic. Hey, Deb Family Bugs, welcome. Good to see you, Dal. Well, there's you can buy the macaws here, and they're $8,000 from macaw, which is a big parrot.
Yeah, like the old pirate's parrot, the big macaws. They're a beautiful parrot, but you pay anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 for one.
Oh yeah, yeah. How much would a lion go for?
A lot.
How much do you pay
It'd
for
cost
a
more
lion?
for a tiger.
Tiger.
Tigers would cost more.
I would find that crazy to be able to just go and buy a wild cat. It's just crazy. But they'd have to be domestic, like bred in captivity to be able to sell. Like you couldn't just go.
Well, for starters, they're only in Africa.
Or a cheetah or a bear.
I don't know whether many people keep bears as pets. Grizzly Adams.
Up in the mountains, they would. Get them like a baby koala bear.
I know the Russians used to use them a lot, like in circuses and to entertain people. And
I'm trying to move me.
They used to have bear fights or performing bears and dancing bears, and they used to be really mistreated badly. And I don't think that's as bad as it used to be. There used to be a big uproar over it.
Michelle says you can't buy lions. Yeah, but so yeah, we do have pet stores, and they do have like
fish are that common that you get just fish stores and aquarium stores, and in those you can buy all different types of fish plus turtles. And then saltwater fish. But
with your turtles, you need a special license for your turtles. For lizards and even spiders, you need special licenses.
I don't know, do you, for spiders?
Yeah, yeah, because it's arachnid. You need to have special licenses. Anything like that, anything other than with dogs and cats, you need them to be registered.
You can buy axolotls or Mexican walking fish. Eels, turtles, coral, starfish, all that sort of stuff from fish shops. And then pet shops, you're more likely to get just a small section of fish, a small section of birds, parrots.
Actually, Michelle, no, you can't buy a rabbit here. Rabbits are
not in our state.
Rabbits aren't allowed you're not allowed to own a rabbit in our state.
In Queensland, rabbits are illegal because they're such a pest to the ecosystem. So if because rabbits were a massive problem in Australia, and they wreck the environment.
Deb says someone who had a bear in the country about 30 years ago. I don't know if the bear is still alive or not. See, Michelle said, do you have ferrets and rabbits in pet stores?
No, more if you want that sort of thing, they've got guinea pigs.
Yeah. I used to breed guinea pigs.
I've never seen a ferret. People do have them. I've heard of them, but I haven't seen one. People have pet rats. Sometimes they carry a rat around on their shoulder. We used to breed rats.
Yeah. And the rabbits, you can, if you live over the border, you can have a rabbit.
Yeah, New South Wales, the next state down, you can have pet rabbits.
Yeah.
But they were such a problem in Queensland for the farmers and everything that they outlawed the owning of rabbits before I was a kid.
They put myxomatosis, was it?
Oh, that was a disease they let go in the wild population to try and kill them, keep them under control.
What about hamsters?
No, guinea pigs. I don't know what the difference.
I don't know what the difference is between a hamster and a guinea pig.
I think hamsters and guinea pigs are almost the same. So at a pet shop here, you could buy a pet mouse, a pet rat, a guinea pig.
I saw that. I'm just doing this for somebody sent something lovely through PayPal. Thank you very much, darling.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Guinea pig is bigger.
Okay. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever seen a hamster in pet shops. Have you?
No.
I don't know. I don't know why that is.
they're like a gerbil, aren't they? Wouldn't they be
I've never seen
yeah, we don't have
either.
gerbils in a pet shop either. So yeah, there's lots of things that we wouldn't have that you guys would have.
We used to have guinea pigs years ago when we were younger.
I rescued a baby guinea pig and I named it Miraculous because it was a miracle it survived.
I used to have a Rottweiler and a guinea pig cage, and they were all right. But then I brought home this other stray dog.
A stray dog?
I found a dog on the streets, and I thought I'd bring it home and look after it.
I didn't like the dog.
Try and find a home for it, or talk Collette into keeping it.
No.
And it got into the guinea pig cage.
And I was breeding long-haired guinea pigs, and long-haired guinea pigs here were expensive.
At that time, they were worth good money. But it got into the guinea pig cage, and there was a mum in there with babies, and it actually, sadly, it got
attacked
them all.
Yeah, except for one.
And they all died. And then in my Rottie's bed, underneath the Rottweiler, there was one little baby had made its way in there somehow.
So I fed it with an eyedropper every 2 hours until it got a decent size, and it was all right. I saved it. But yeah. I wasn't very impressed with the stray. It went the following day.
So the dog I brought home did not stay.
No. Deb says, my grandson just brought a boa. I'm scared to death to go upstairs to the bathroom. He feeds him little rats, but they're frozen, and you have to thaw the rat out to feed it.
Yeah. Is it just pinkies? When we were breeding rats, snake owners used to want to buy the baby rats off me, and I wouldn't sell them for snake food. I used to sell them for pets. But they were hooded rats, and we bred them, and they were tame. So I used to like selling them for pets, not snake food.
Yeah, we used to supply them to the pet shop. Our big male, he ended up getting cancer, and he had to get euthanized. We went and got him put down, which we'd never had.
All of these animal stories are ending up in dead animals.
I know, but everything has a lifespan, unfortunately. Everything can't live forever. But yeah, and he was a gorgeous big male. We named him Dennis. His name was Dennis, and the female was called Lily. So it was Dennis Lilly, who was a famous cricketer.
I want to hold one of those really big ones.
A big python.
The big boas, yeah, the big pythons well, you can get them at different zoos, and there's some at Australia Zoo, but you have to pay extra to be able to like have the experience, to have the hands-on and actually handle the snakes and get pictures and that. And we haven't had the extra money to pay for the extra experience. But I would love to hold one of those massive pythons.
Take care, Mr. Fulton. Have fun and be safe in Kentucky tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, we have mice
Yeah.
in Australia. The ones they sell at pet shops are different because they got like all different pretty colours, and they're white and brown and black and white and that sort of stuff, and different patterns. But the wild ones, the mice, are just normal mice.
Out at the last place we lived at, because we're in the middle of a big paddock.
Yeah, big property.
They used to come into the house, and there was these three that we used to call the three blind mice because they were forever together. It was quite funny. Hey?
And then all of a sudden they start breeding, and you've just got heaps. But we've got a couple of cats, so they used to look after them a fair bit. But the rats too, at the last place we'd get rats inside. Because we had chickens and ducks, so you've got feed, and the goats also. You've got all this feed around, so you get the mice, and then once you get the mice and the rats, you start getting snakes.
They'd come more so when it was getting cooler weather.
Yeah, they come inside to make a nest and breed. And
yeah. Redneck Connection says, if you want to see a ferret, go to Anthony Redneck Way of Life Canter channel. He has one on his stream that was a ferret. Yep. Hamsters are from the Middle East. I'm just catching up on chat. I can't recall whether I said hi to Awesome Epic Adventures. G'day. Deb says it's not real big, but it's big to me. He will try it and have me watch it eat.
If you don't like snakes and they freak you out a bit, there's probably not a difference between whether it's 1 foot or 4 foot.
Yeah.
Michelle said not allowed to have rats in Alberta. So that's how Queensland is with rabbits.
Yeah.
Because they're deemed such a pest that you're not allowed to keep them as pets.
Yeah. And Iron says we have lots of cats. See, we have out in the country, we have, what are they called? Feral cats. Feral cats.
Cats gone wild and left out in the bush.
Yeah, and they they live underground. They take the old rabbit warrens and live in them.
Oh, they'll live anywhere.
Yeah. My sister used to own a ferret, and I swear they are like snakes with Turbo Baby took an event to hold a pet.
That blue tongue lizard video I did a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
They're like snakes. I mean, they're a lizard, but they got really tiny legs, and they sort of move a bit like a snake too.
Yeah. That was 2-3 weeks ago, I think you uploaded that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Annie says she took Turbo Baby to an event to hold a pet snake this week.
Cool.
Yeah,
I think it's good if you get them young so that they don't get scared of them. I mean, you always got to be wary of snakes and respect them, but there's really no need to be that scared of them.
I don't think I've ever held a snake, and I don't really think
I got you to touch one.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not real keen on them either. I'll stand behind the camera and I will film. I will not touch.
I don't mind pythons at all, any non-venomous snakes, because even if they bite you, there's nothing. The worst that can happen is it hurts for a bit.
I'll touch the little water dragons that are about this big. That's like the bearded dragon I haven't touched. But yeah, I'll touch the little water dragons. She's pet quite a few snakes. She's not afraid of animals. Good. Yeah, I don't think our kids have really touched the snakes either.
I got them to touch that one that I caught at the last house. So they've touched it to see what it feels like, but they haven't held them. But that's wild snakes. You don't want them.
No.
You don't want them holding wild ones.
Scorpions, we get the little tiny scorpions. We don't get the big scorpions like you guys.
They have held one at Pat's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I took him around to Pat's because he's got a pet snake, so they held that one.
Yeah. Grant's been bitten by a little scorpion. Doing a cubby house for the kids. A little
tree house.
Yeah, a tree house for the bigger boys when they were little. I'm trying to spit it out, and it was on the tree that you were trying to build it in, and he got stung, and it made him sick. It made him hallucinative, and really, I think he ended up having to go to hospital for it. But they didn't do anything. They just more or less said send him home.
Out of your system.
Send him home with painkillers.
I was really surprised because it was so small, very tiny. But apparently, the smaller they are, the more venomous they are.
Yeah.
The big scorpions, the ones that they use in Hollywood in the movies and stuff, they haven't got much venom at all.
No.
But the smaller ones have got heaps of venom.
You know, when you do this, you're off camera.
Sorry. So the big scorpions,
sorry,
they're actually not that harmful and they don't carry much venom. But the small ones, they got heaps of venom.
Hey, Coping Alone, welcome.
Hey, Coping.
Just do that. Yeah, you did it something else before, and you were doing this, and
I'll forget.
They're trying to listen to you, and you're trying to see what you're doing. How you doing, COVID Alone? Hope you're well. Now, we was just doing a relaxed chat. Grant sang a song earlier that he had written for me 18 years ago.
Take your time, Shell.
Yep. Tomorrow is our wedding anniversary, so we showed...
yeah, we've got a few things out for the wedding anniversary. A couple of old photos and...
wedding dress and... that
wedding
sort of
dress
thing.
and wedding shirt just over there.
In case anybody's missed it, do you want to bring it over?
Yeah. Ugh.
I'm glad to hear that.
While we're talking about snakes.
Oh yeah.
This is my snake catcher in case the snake's a bit angry or in a hard to get spot, or if it's a venomous one. So it's got my handle up here with the trigger, and when I pull that trigger, it closes down there. I'll put that nice and close so you can see it. Put your finger in.
Don't hurt
Gotcha.
me.
No, down further.
No, down there. No.
No, down there. Yeah, there. Gotcha. So it doesn't matter what size the snake is, it'll close down to the size of it. Or if it's big, like that, put that there. It'll still close around that.
That's my glue stick. Okay. While you're up, grab the wedding dress and the thing.
So that allows me to be at least that far away when I pick it up.
Awesome. Congratulations, Ian. He says, my wife and I have been married for 21 years.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Good effort.
Oh, you're right.
The collar on this is all grimy.
Yeah, it needs a big...
I think because I used to smoke back then.
Yeah, it needs to be dry cleaned.
So that was the shirt I wore. That was my wedding shirt because we had like a country and western style.
Look at the buttons. Gorgeous.
So that's the cuff Colette's got there.
Oh, Shuffles. Was it where we got it from? Does it say?
Scully's. No. Scully since 1906.
His shirt costs more than my wedding dress.
I had to buy this from the USA. It got shipped over, and it's got a tag on it, made in China.
Hey, Irish Train King, welcome in.
So that's the back of it, across the top of the shoulders.
All embroidered. And, yeah, as I said, his shirt costs more than my wedding dress. And they've got 3 children. Congratulations. And that's
Colette's wedding dress. Look how thin it was.
I know. Well, it actually stretches out. Because that's out like that.
And on the back, it's got like the corset hooks.
Yeah.
So it had like a big ribbon type thing that went through and laced all up.
Mm-hmm. And then the train, it's got a big train. The train out the back.
But my shirt cost more because it was brand new. We got this dress second hand.
Yeah, so this, anybody that missed it when they come in.
Oh, hang on, let me get it closer so you can see the sparkly bits.
The sparkly lockies. So that was 5 years ago tomorrow. "31 years for Debs and 31 years for me and my man. We're not married, but the same." Yeah. Yeah, well, see, we're only 5 years married. We've been together 30.
You can see those collar clips.
Yeah.
Collar clips on that picture.
We've been married 5 years tomorrow and been together 30. We decided that it was time to get married. So we got married. We put it off for way too long.
That's weird that you got 2 separate pictures. Haven't you got a picture of us together?
The pictures together are dark. I do, but I know.
We've put on so much weight since then too.
Oh, we were smoking back then.
Well, just after the wedding, we gave up smoking. We gave up cigarettes.
See, we didn't have a professional photographer because we couldn't afford it.
Our whole wedding was really done very cheap. It wasn't expensive at all.
the hessian and everything ourselves, designed the tables by ourselves. I was trying to see if I can get a table. I'll hold that.
But the whole wedding, including...
Yeah, we do. Deep in the Woods, she said, do you have the wedding posted? Yeah.
Yeah. That's on our channel, in the playlist. It wasn't a great video. It was just some guy in town with a really old video camera. An older guy with a really old video camera took a bit of footage for us, and we had to cut a lot of it out because he was
breathing really heavy.
Breathing over the top of it really heavy, and a lot of it was fuzzy and it wasn't really good.
Okay.
But we got some.
This was our table design, so we went with sunflowers. It was a country style wedding. It was high tea, so it was just coffee and tea with sandwiches and pikelets or scones. I don't know what they call pikelets and scones there.
Like biscuits.
5 years coping alone. We've been married.
Just hold that there for a second. I don't know if you can tell, but the tin that the flowers are in is an old coffee tin with the labels taken off, and it's sitting on an old circular saw. So like the placemats for the flowers were old buzz saws, and then just a tiny bit of hessian tied around it.
Yeah, and then the tablecloths were just calico and hessian. And our wedding cake was made by a lovely lady in town.
A lot of old ladies in the little township did things for us.
Yeah, so that was our wedding cake, because my favourite flower is the sunflowers. And so she made the cake and then just put sunflowers on top. So that was our wedding cake. What else? I'll put that there.
Oh, that's where I sang you a song.
Yeah.
After the wedding, and once we were all did the speeches and got everything out the way, I sang Collette a song.
Oh, thank you. Coping Alone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, that's a good photo.
Oh, that's got your...
A little bit dark, but...
Yeah. That's Grant's mum and dad with us and the boys. So that's that side of the family.
The two women in my life. My mum, Collette, our 4 boys, and my dad.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coping Alone. We really appreciate the donation, and it does help. Thank you very much. But we really appreciate your friendship and your company.
Yes. Hessian.
Hessian should be Hessian, I reckon. IAN.
IAN. Okay.
I think. I don't think there's a H in there.
Hessian.
So it's like it's a real coarse, rough, very cheap material.
Yeah. Just
like potato sacks.
Yeah, exactly like that. This was a clock, because our theme was for the wedding was about time, because so many people asked us because we were 25 years together.
Yeah.
Over the 25 years, people kept on asking us, when are you getting married? Or it's about time. So the theme of our wedding was about time.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't planned right from the start. Once we started telling everyone we were going to get married and send out invites, they started saying it's about time.
It's about time.
So we made that a theme at the end and bought that little clock and big wooden mallet. And after we said our vows and gave each other our rings, before we signed the wedding certificate, we smashed the clock.
So nobody can say about time anymore.
Oh, there's the pumpkins I was talking about.
Yeah.
I
don't know whether you'll be able to see it.
That's Kent pumpkins right there, or Jack pumpkins.
Yeah. This is just a little display that we had to the side in the wedding, because like we did all the fence here, all the wooden fence in the background. Grant made that for our wedding. He put that up for just our wedding because I wanted a little corral, and so he put that for the wedding.
And that sign we made too.
Yeah, it says love. What does it say? I was trying to read it. Love, dream, faith, family, hope, joy, and trust.
It's like one of the old direction signs from way back in the early era.
Yeah.
So like the little street signs or direction signs, we just made that up from timber from the dump or the junkyard and painted it up. Heaps of stuff we just made ourselves or got second hand.
Hey, Red Feather.
Hey, Red Feather.
Iron says we were married in the church. Coping Alone says my ex and I were to be married on the 5th of September, but a hurricane that came that day and destroyed the church. So we moved the date to the 28th and had it outside where the church was.
Wow. Yeah, well, Coping Alone, we didn't have much money at all.
No.
I mean, we never have, but we didn't have much money for lots of flash stuff, so we just made it ourselves.
Yeah.
And a lot of people let us use things. We just used bales of hay from the landlord, tables we borrowed, chairs we borrowed. The only thing we really paid for in that setup was all the tablecloths, which was just calico material, and strips of hessian, which was really cheap.
Yeah. Oh, here. This.
All the teacups and saucers were from little thrift shops.
Yes, secondhand shops. And that's what the table displays with the food were. I don't know whether you can see that.
Little tea buns or scones
with jam and cream.
With strawberry jam or strawberry jelly.
Mm-hmm. Nobody did. I'd tell these kids today, a simple wedding is so much. Oh, yeah.
So many people said that with our wedding. They loved it.
So personable. It was awesome. It was just, I couldn't. You could spend a fortune on a wedding and not have the same sort of feeling that I think ours had. And this is Grant's. Here we go. This is your two favorite women in your life. Yeah. It's me and Grant's mum.
Oh, I lent these big old wagon wheels off someone.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's the boys walking Collette up the field.
And I cried the whole way up. I blubbered. And then I got to my dad, and my dad was crying. And it's like, we'd been together for 25 years, and I still bawled. I still bawled my eyes out.
It really was so inexpensive, wasn't it? Because we got your dress from a thrift shop, a second-hand shop. And a lot of the materials and stuff was lent or borrowed. And for the whole thing, including the outfits, the dress, the rings, the cake, everything, completely all up, we got out for how much?
Under $1,000.
Under $1,000.
Yeah. And that's me and my two big boys, Gus and Griffin, walking me.
And then the little boys were behind carrying the train.
Yeah, they were behind carrying my train because I didn't want to get it. Because we'd had rains before then. It was raining really bad the night before.
So the boys walked her up most of the way, and then they handed her over to her dad. And then her dad walked her the last little bit of the way and gave her to me at the altar.
Yeah. Coping Alone I need to run. Much love to everyone here in chat and to you and yours. Thank you, Coping Alone.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling in, and thank you so much for your generosity. And this is my dad. The boys handing me over to my dad, and my dad had only been 2 weeks out of hospital. He had brain surgery 2 weeks prior to our wedding. On my birthday, he had brain surgery. So he had a benign tumor on his brain. But yeah, so that was very special and very emotional. Oh, thank you, Deb.
Oh, Deb. Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you, sweetie.
It does mean so much to us. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you so much.
Hello, kitty.
Yeah, so that's just a few of the photos.
I'm going to put him on his perch.
And the night before, my dad ended up in hospital because he cut his toe open.
I know, right? Deb, we really don't expect that, but we do appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, darling.
Come here, kitty. What are you doing? You don't have to hop on that side.
He's
not in here.
He's just turned my printer on.
Yeah, hop up that side.
And we were saying how much we'd changed over the time. Like, this is when we were engaged. This is when this was our engagement. And then
20-year engagement.
Yeah, we'd been was it 20 years engagement? We got engaged when I was 18, on my 18th birthday. And then that's 5 years ago. How much we've changed. And even now, like, look at us.
But when we got engaged back then, we did plan on getting married in the next 2 years. We're going to have like a 2-year engagement. But then we started having kids before we got married, and we put it off, and we thought, oh, we'll wait till the boys are a bit older.
Yeah.
And then it just kept getting put off, and then before you knew it, 10 years had passed, and by then we thought, do we really need to?
No. I used to joke around and say, oh, it costs too much for a divorce. That was what I used to say, because, like, we were happy. We didn't need a piece of paper to say that we were together, because we were together in our hearts all along.
Especially once we had the boys, because I said the boys mean, we're tied together for now until eternity.
Forever.
So we really didn't think a wedding was that important. But then when we did finally have the wedding, it really was really special.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we did do it. And, like, I think in one of the videos, in one of the speeches, you actually say, like, because I think it was 2 years prior to that, I got diagnosed with melanoma,
which is skin cancer.
So he didn't want to live with regrets. If something happened, then so yeah. But it was meant to be, and, like, 5 years, that's gone really quick.
Thanks, Dave. Giving us a conversion.
Okay. Ian says, I took an IQ test and I was 109, just average.
Who?
Ian. My mouse has gone to sleep. There we go. Annie Confetti says, I'm just very traditional. I always wanted to be married when the time was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, when we were younger, the time just didn't ever seem right. Like, we didn't have much money. We had a lot of other things going on. We had kids.
I think, in truth, when I was younger too, I didn't have a lot of faith in marriage, because my parents had such a terrible relationship. And, the example I got shown growing up of what a married couple was like was not good.
Oh, Red Feather. Oh, thank you so much.
You guys are so generous. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We really do appreciate that. And I know I say it, but it's not just words. From our hearts, we really appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Michelle says, okay, I'm gone. I'm going to watch hockey game. Have a great day. Good night, peeps.
Thanks for spending time with us, Michelle. We really appreciate you coming and joining in for a nice chat.
Yeah.
I hope we're not boring people with our old love stories.
No. So we're trying to think, okay, what are we going to do today? Because, like, I have said this before, that I function good on lists. I need a list to go by of what to talk about. I need a little help outline of what I'm going to say or what I'm going to talk about, because I struggle with sometimes with just English. And I was saying, okay, well, it's our anniversary tomorrow. We'll bring in some wedding stuff and some photos and go through that way.
Excellent, Deep. That's what I was hoping, because I thought it's our anniversary tomorrow. So I'd really love to share some of that with you guys that haven't heard some of it before and don't know our history together. But we have been together since we were kids. We've grown up together. We've gone through lots of tribulations and trials. Over the years, it hasn't been all smooth sailing.
No, we were separated for a little while.
Everything looks good in photos,
because
you take photos in the best time of your life and when everybody's happy. But there was plenty of times that we went through rough patches.
We're human. We're not perfect by any means. We have things that happened in the past that we were both cranky at. We were younger. We went through the 7-year itch. It says what they call it.
Yeah.
And
then, like, when we were really young too, there was addictions involved, and I came from a rough background.
Night iron. But at the base of it all, we've had friendship, and I think that's what has made it work. We grew up together. We've got friendship with, like, he's my security blanket. I can't live without him, and I'm sure he can't live without me. And I hope he can't.
I don't even want to find out.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't smooth sailing because I had a lot of addictions and just shitty behaviours. As a young man, I hadn't worked it out for a long time, and I was self-destructive, and it made family life really hard to get by, didn't it?
Yeah.
I know. Look at us now. That's why I say to people, it's worth sticking it out, and no matter what sort of psychological issues you got, hang in there, because it can get better.
It does get better. It does. You just have to, I don't know when or how, have hope that it does always end up better.
As long as you're still around breathing, then you've got that chance that tomorrow's going to be better.
And I think too, that's why we don't like to focus on the negativity of things that happen or that sort of thing, because, like, that's all in the past now. Like, you don't go reliving.
We never forget it. That's part of us. That's how we got to where we are.
And, like, I'm proud of that. We've had to go through that to get to where we are today. So there you go. Okay, you can sing another song if you like. Always sing that same one, because there might be some people who weren't here.
Okay, well, when I was, not so much now, because I used to write songs a lot more years ago. Since I've been on medication, and that side of me seems to have settled down a bit, and it used to be a way of expressing things because I couldn't express so well.
Yeah.
So I used to write songs, and this was one I wrote maybe 18 years ago.
Yes, 18 years ago.
Okay, so it was a love song for Collette, to let Collette know how I felt at the time, because I wasn't always showing it. I know some of you heard me do it earlier, so you'll have to put up with it again.
Do you want a drink first?
Yeah, I will, please.
Yeah, let me have a sip first.
Excuse me, my throat's a bit rough from the coffee.
Turbo, Annie says Turbo and I had our rough patches, but he was always my best friend. Same thing. Can't live without each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes you wanted to.
Yeah, but that's part of being in a relationship and in a marriage too. It's a give and take situation.
Okay, here we go.
You want to come in, screen?
Okay. Forgive me looking down, but it's been so long since I've even looked at it, I don't remember the words. You're so much more than the mother of my children, and you're so much more than a housewife. You're the window through the day that lets the light in. There's... Oh my goodness.
Hey.
That's Ginger Cat.
What are you doing?
She's in trouble. Oh, poor kitty.
Okay.
Ginger Cat's a bit temperamental.
She's gone submissive. Look at her.
Is that just because of you, though?
I don't know. Probably. She's gone submissive. Hey, darling. Okay. Did he give you a fright?
That happens sometimes. That they're not as bad if they know that they're there, they'll just keep an eye on each other. But if they accidentally run into each other, it's like, wow.
Okay. You silly.
So I think they've just happened upon each other, probably walked around the corner and run into each other.
Okay. You want to go on your perch? Okay, I'll put you on your perch. There you go.
Crazy cats. We're hoping this settles down quickly and they get used to each other.
Okay. Take 2.
Okay, I'll start again. You're so much more than the mother of my children, and you're so much more than a housewife. You're the window through the day that lets the light in. You make it easy to live my life. You take me for what I am with what's and all. Your love for me is unconditional. You're always there to catch me whenever I fall, and the beauty of you is additional. You're more, yes, so much more than I give you credit for. I've been taking you for granted for way too long, so listen to the words of my song, 'cause you're more, yes, so much more than I give you credit for. You're so much more than I've let you become, and you're so much more than a good woman. On a bright clear day, you're the shining sun. Without you near, I go to rack and ruin. You've got an innocent mind and a heart of gold. It's plain and clear in everything you do. They say beauty's skin deep, but that ain't so, 'cause the beauty of you goes through and through. You're more, yes, so much more than I give you credit for. You're a pillar of strength with the Midas touch. You're my best friend and a super mom. You make for smooth sailing when the seas are rough. It's rarely said, but now the time has come. You're an accountant, a cook, a cleaner, a nurse, not to mention a therapist. You see me at my best, you've seen my worst, and through it all, you're an optimist. You're more, yes, so much more than I give you credit for. You're more, yes, so much more and more.
Well done, baby.
There we go. So that's a song for Collette. That's a bit faded and weather beaten, and a mouse has even eaten some of it. It's so tasty that the mice loved it.
Yeah, and you need to get a proper book to store them all in, because you'll need
Yeah.
to rewrite them out.
Yeah.
He's got another one that I absolutely love, and that's the one that he did actually go into a studio with, where they tried to change it.
Another death.
Or no, it was failure.
Oh, okay.
It was the one with failure.
I didn't see that when I was looking through that book. Got to be in there.
Where's the book?
I don't know.
Then where did you get that from? Oh, it's up on the fish tank.
Hello, fishies.
Yeah, but the guy that was working with him wanted to rearrange it and change it out too much.
He said it was too negative and that, and I said, well, that's where I was at. I wrote it after I'd had a blowout.
I don't know where it is.
I think I wrote it after this book, to be honest. It would be in one of the other books. Yeah. This stuff's even earlier. This is when I was a teenager, most of this stuff. I've got another death in here.
You can do that one if you like.
You reckon I should?
Yeah. Did you curse him out? No, you just didn't work with him because
It just wasn't a good match.
no, you want someone who can actually put music to it, because like Grant can't play an instrument. He can just write music, write lyrics, and hang on, picking up my.
See, I get my rhythm and how I think a song's going to go completely off the words.
Yeah.
I don't know music. I can't write music. I can't play any instruments. And it sounds funny, but I really don't think I'm that musical, even though I like singing and I used to write songs. I don't think I'm very musical because, I mean, I can't really dance. I can't play any instruments, and I can't do that sort of thing.
Yeah. So with this guy, he tried to make it to music, but it wasn't the music that Grant had in his head. And then to try and describe it, Grant couldn't describe it because Grant can't play music.
Because I go off the rhythm of the words, so I can sing a song without music. And then I was hoping he could hear the way I sang it and make music that way, but he couldn't make music that way.
Yeah, no, I don't know where that is. Wouldn't have a clue.
I love karaoke because the words are written out, and so I know when to come in. I'm not really good with timing in music. If I haven't got the words written out, I'm not sure when to come in. I can't follow an exact beat. And it probably also doesn't help that I haven't got great hearing.
No,
I'm half deaf.
He's tone deaf also. Red Feather says, my hubby plays guitar. Maybe you two should get together.
Yeah, I'm always interested in meeting people and seeing where they're from. If it doesn't, I mean, where they're from creatively, if it doesn't work, there's nothing lost.
Yeah. Yeah. Grant actually worked with a guy that was doing for drug addiction. What was that for? It was through a church. Father, I've actually got the tape of it, of you singing.
It wasn't Father Joe Martin. No.
But they recorded an album for people with addictions.
I met him through a 12-step program, because I done a 12-step program.
Yep, and I've got that on tape of the singing that you did of that song also.
But it ended up not getting put onto the album.
They went with the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had much more experience.
Yeah.
So I think because she also had a name as well.
Yeah, I can't even remember what that song was called. I've actually found it when I was going through stuff
and
earlier.
he played a violin at the Vatican once.
Oh, nice.
How cool was that?
Very cool.
I'd like just to have a look at the Vatican. I mean, I'm definitely not Catholic, and I don't think a lot of the Catholic religion, to be honest. But I would like to see the Vatican just from architectural point and just the significance historically.
That's what I'd like to see inside the Sydney Opera House too. We've never been inside the Sydney Opera House.
We've seen it from the outside, but not up close.
Yeah, we walked around the outside of it, but not inside. She said it was incredible.
Yeah,
I bet
it's pretty heavy.
She said she was 18.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so I'll have to dig out that, because he did another song. It's called Failure. I don't know where that is. And you've got Another Death in there.
Yeah, that's a very personal song to me, though.
Yeah.
It was one of my first songs. I wrote Another Death when I was 14. Yeah, 14, nearly 15.
Yeah.
And it was actually, after I wrote that, I thought, oh, I can actually write stuff that resembles songs. And that's what started me thinking, because I just wrote this because I was emotional. One of my much older friends committed suicide. And so the words just came out of me and I wrote them down.
So you just went past it. It's up to you whether you want to sing it or not.
Yeah, I can if they want me to. Not sick of me? I need a drink though.
Yeah, I got water.
Just give me a second.
I have water.
My throat's a bit jammy.
I think it's from sleeping underneath the air conditioner.
Could be.
Hey, pretty kitty. Yeah, she was being really submissive. She dropped when I walked around the corner.
Oh, that's all right, Red Feather. I mean, I've lost a lot of people since then, but back then, that age, that was the first time someone close to me had committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And I only knew them through school, but he was a mature age student. So he was in his 20s. And I always connected much better with people a lot older. When I was in high school, people my own age, I didn't connect with them at all. And I connected with him really well. But as it turns out, he wasn't having a good time in life. So, yeah, it just really threw me when he did that. Okay.
You're right.
Yeah. Another death, one less breath taken from the earth. My voice is funny. Sorry. You'll just have to forgive my voice being a bit croaky. Another death, one less breath taken from the earth. Does anybody out there know what this is worth? We see a good life taken and get torn up by emotion. We see a newborn's birth after months of waiting. But for the newborn baby, is it really worth the wait? Knowing there's no ifs or maybes, he's sure to meet this fate. Don't know where or when or who we should be blaming, for yet once again a good life will be taken. Another death, one less breath taken from the earth. Does anybody out there know what this is worth? What a life we're living, this one we live in fear. All the senseless killings and all the bloodshed tears. When the life is taken from someone near and dear, your insides are breaking and you can't control the tears. Another death, one less breath taken from the earth. Does anybody out there know what this is worth? But the tears, they will go away, and the pain, it will lighten, in the dream that one day we'll all be reunited. Another death, one less breath taken from the earth.
Well done. And he says, Grant, you should write a poetry book. And Debbie says, I agree.
Whew.
So he was 14 when he wrote that.
It's been a long time since I've sang that.
Mm. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
And he's got many, many that he's written. Awesome. Well done, babe.
Okay, put it out there. It's on the internet now.
It is. It is. It is.
Thank you.
And they are his. Can you pass me the water?
Yeah, it's all original.
All original work. Oh, that went blurry.
Yep.
There we go.
Written, performed, and spoken by Grant Sabine.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they are really personal to me too. So I've been reluctant to sort of do much with them or put them out there. But I always have dreamed that one day I'd be able to do something with it. I always thought Another Death would be a good song, even for people to play at funerals and that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome. They sound like, oh, that's where he gets his influence from, Red Feather. He loves his country.
I always like singing country songs. As I've gotten older, like when I do karaoke and that, I try to sing a lot more different stuff. But originally, I was always more comfortable with country.
It's what he grew up around. His mum used to play country a lot.
Yeah, they don't necessarily have to be country songs or have like steel guitar or a definite country music to them. But I always love the storytelling in country. So I don't mind at all if that influence comes through.
And then when you do funny, like you do, when you do singing here, like you do, I got mind blank, stop, collaborate and listen. Like he can do pop songs also. but his heart is country.
I like Big Butts at karaoke the other night.
Oh, did you?
And I nailed it. Yeah.
You sing an electric mix on streams. Yeah.
Eclectic.
Yeah, eclectic. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I mean. But his heart is always country.
Like if I'm having a few drinks and doing something by myself, like when I was sorting out the garage and working in there by myself, I'll play country music. But if other people are around, I try and cater a bit more to other people.
G'day, Steak and Fries.
Hey, Steak and Fries. Welcome in. Pull up a seat and join in. You just missed the show. If you're interested in some original songs written and sang by me, you'll have to watch the replay.
Yeah. She says, I missed your streams. Yeah, yesterday was the letter J.
Yeah, I missed the little Miss Pac-Man symbol yesterday.
Hey, Shannon, welcome.
Hey, Shannon.
G'day, g'day. Oh, how you going?
How do you know?
Well, strike a light.
I say g'day.
How you going?
Well, say g'day, 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 and she'll be right, mate.
How you doing, Shannon?
And Luke.
Oh, optic.
I like big butts. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in my throat, excuse me, with the itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
I think the bus just pulled up and a few people got off. Good to see you, Optic, Steak and Fries, and Shannon.
Oh, baby, I want to get with you and take your picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but that butt you got make me so horny. Ooh, rumpa smooth skin. See, want to get in my bin? Well, use me, use me. You ain't got an average groupie. I seen her dancing. To hell with romancing. She's wet, sweat, got it going like a turbo vet. I'm tired of magazines saying flat butts are the thing. Take the average black man, ask him that. She got to pack much back. So...
Mr. Fulton says, don't forget my live stream tomorrow. And Shannon says, I got kicked off the bus.
Causing a ruckus in the back seat again, eh, Shannon?
Again. That was
didn't even make it a block.
Our middle school dances.
So, fellas, has a girlfriend got the butt? Hell yeah, shake it. Yeah, I know the whole song.
You really shouldn't know all those words. He spent a long time learning a lot of the lyrics to those sorts of songs because, like, when we first met, house, the house music was really big and popular too, wasn't it? And he spent hours singing in his bedroom.
And I didn't know it back then, but it was part of my OCD. I would listen to the same song over and over.
Because, like, we used to do.
Because I'm a bit of a slow learner too. Like, I could only learn one verse at a time, so I would listen to that verse over and over, and then I would add another verse, and so it would take me.
Well, that's how we learnt back then too, because I used to do that too with music.
But you couldn't Google it.
No, you couldn't Google the lyrics. You had to. That's like you'd stop and start, and you'd write down. I used to write down the lyrics.
Yeah.
Or you'd buy the magazines with the songs in them, you know.
And, you know, that's why sometimes I'll listen to a karaoke. I'll do a karaoke song now, and I'll go, oh, is that what it says? Because for years I've been singing it the wrong way because I learnt it as a kid.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Love hurts. That's about all I remember, if that's the song. That was done as an ad here for something.
Yeah.
Car insurance or something.
Pencil and paper. I know.
What's that?
Rewind the tape and you'd pause it and write down the lyrics and let it play again and pause and write down.
Well, very occasionally, I still write a letter to a couple of people.
Okay.
And sometimes when I'm waiting for Gus, I'll go to inside McDonald's, sit down there, and I'll sit there for ages and just write out in my big notepad a letter to someone. And it's like, I get some weird looks, especially from teenagers, because everyone's got their phones or tablets, and then I'm sitting there with a book and a pen. They're like, what's that?
Deep in the Woods says, can we get a little bit of Ice Ice Baby?
Ding, 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 ding. Who asked? Luke.
No, Deep in the Woods.
All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new edition. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Fall like a hawk, daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up the stage, I wax a chump like a candle. Dance, crescent feeling that boom, because I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly. When I play a dope melody, anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it. You better can't play. You better hit bullseye. The kid don't wait. If there was a problem, yo, I solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ding, 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 ding. Is that enough? Okay.
Yeah, well, before we started, because we met when we were teenagers, so we used to do the whole love letter thing, and I was trying to find them before we came on stream, and I couldn't find them. They're packed away somewhere.
Oh, wasn't she getting upset?
I was.
You've thrown them away.
I
didn't throw them away. Yes, you did. You've thrown them away.
I was very mad because I couldn't find them, and I still can't find them.
Yeah, very vanilla, Grant. I bet you did. You threw them away, didn't you?
I could find my cards.
Yeah, I took those love letters we've been hanging on to for, 30 years, and I thought, nah, we don't want them. I'll just throw them out.
They weren't where I thought they were, and they...
Grand Killer Ice. Yeah, I like that more.
So
a bit like Godzilla.
So I will have to try and find them later, because I don't know where they are. I know where the cards are.
I got found letters you wrote to Kirk.
Yeah.
That's my cousin.
Well, it's just strange that they're not where they were. So. Oh, well. Yeah, I've got a suitcase of cards that I sent him, and the birthday cards from the kids when they were little, and even our cards from when we were born. I've got cards that were sent to our parents when we were born.
Because on the day I was born.
Used them for cat litter, says Red Feather.
For the new cat, so it's all right.
Update says, have you guys seen the movie As Cool as Ice? If you can, find the Riff Tracks version where the three guys make fun of it the whole way through. It's hilarious. Yeah,
well, see, that's the thing. I spent so long learning that song, and I finally learnt all that song. And then a year or two after it, everyone hated him. It was like people made fun of him so much. Vanilla Ice said I wasn't going to do the song anywhere.
That's like Achy Breaky Heart. Grant.
Yeah, the same thing with that.
Loved Achy Breaky Heart, but when you go to perform it now, they went through a stage where they were going, not that again.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
But don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart.
It was a good song when it came out.
Or Sonia Dada. You used to sing Sonia Dada.
Lover, 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 you don't treat me no good no more. Well, it's true, and it hurts to say, I'm gonna pack up my bags and I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna split, I can't stand it. I'm gonna give it up and quit and ain't never coming back. But before I get to going, I got to say, I know you used to love me, but that was yesterday, and it's true, I won't fight it.
Red Feather says, I know if you aren't into politics, but if you want to see something funny, Look up Senator Mike Lee speaking on the Green New Deal.
The Green New Deal. Yeah, well, it's not that I'm not into politics. It just...
There's so many different takes and versions of politics.
I haven't got a concrete standpoint on everything because I can see both sides in a lot of things I look at. And I've always been like that with most topics. I find it hard to have a concrete position because I can be really open-minded, and even if I don't agree with it, I can see where people are coming from. Like some nights I'll get lost down the rabbit hole and I'll watch hours of Trump stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The other night I watched a Bernie Sanders speech, and I mean, that's got nothing to do with me. I don't normally look into it, but it's just, I'm interested in how people get such strong opinions on what I consider to be innately nonsense.
Optic says if you have Amazon Prime, it's on there now. The Jacked Vanilla Ice wears through most of the movie is classic. Yeah. Well, see, I was always raised with you never talk about politics, religion, what was the other?
Or money.
Or money. They were the three topics that you never, ever spoke about. My grandparents also said children are to be seen and not heard.
That's like a couple of streams used to always ask me and get me to talk about gun laws. But it's just because I like playing the devil's advocate. You know, if I was in the USA, I'd probably have a gun myself. I don't, you know, it's a different culture, and it's easy to have different opinions when you're in another country and you don't live it.
Have a good sleep, Mr. Fulton. You need to rest up for your museum tomorrow.
Yeah, and he's got track events coming up soon for Special Olympics. He's got to look after himself.
Steak and Fry says, when I rule the world, none of these things will matter.
It was much easier when I was younger. When I was younger, I was against all politicians and I wanted peace and love in the world, and it was all a bit more black and white. But the older I got, the greyer it got, along with me hair.
I still want love, peace and harmony. That's me.
Now I find there's a sort of grey area in almost everything.
Love, peace and harmony. That's all we need.
When you first met me, I used to wear a lot of peace symbol shirts, and I was like about 30 years too late for me time. I was a bit of a hippie in the 90s.
Yeah, ripped shirt and ripped jeans and his mullet all frizzed out. I wonder if I can quickly find a photo of you when you were a teenager. A real rebel.
I was always anti-establishment, and I guess I still am a bit. But I'm also a bit hypocritical because I'm a consumer of today's technology and all that comes with it, and the food and the giant companies.
Aren't we all? That's how we all connect, through the internet nowadays, technology.
Not legally.
Did you ride a motorcycle? He did, and he broke his foot on one.
I didn't have a bike license, so I couldn't do a lot of on-road bike riding. Just little bits of on-road to get to off-road.
Oh, yeah, just to quickly dash across the road to get to a more bush area. But yeah, he broke his foot on one. He caught it between the foot peg and a tree.
So yeah, I can ride a bike, but I was never like a bikie.
You were, I'm trying to think how old you were.
I actually caught my foot, in between a tree and the foot peg, and I wasn't wearing riding boots.
No.
I was just wearing normal shoes. So when I caught my foot in between your foot peg on the bike and the tree, it didn't end well.
No.
I broke a few bones in my foot.
He had a pin sticking out the top of his toe. Yeah, it did hurt him. Yeah.
But that was my own fault. I was riding a bike with no brakes for a couple of months. Because I was just using gears to slow down, and I was only riding it off-road, out amongst fields and rivers and trees, and eventually, sooner or later, it had to happen.
Yeah. A daredevil. And I've never broken a bone in my body.
I know, that always amazed me because I've broken a few bones and had lots of stitches and lots of stitches and accidents. And Collette was like, never broken anything, only had one set of stitches. Before you had kids.
Before I had kids, yeah, I ran into a wall twice.
Once wasn't enough.
And I split the same spot twice.
No, the tree didn't throw an apple at me. The tree definitely had the last laugh, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See you later, Mr. Fulton.
Well, I hadn't had a stay in a hospital until I started having kids.
Yeah, but then you made up for it since, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Now, since then, you've had how many cesareans? 4?
4 cesareans.
4 cesareans. You've had cancer cut out of your back.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a couple of scars there. Had other suspect moles cut out.
I've had a knee surgery. I actually heard from my
surgery on your collarbone.
I actually heard from my doctor through the hospital, and I've got an appointment for that for my shoulder. So that's on the 15th. Hopefully, I get something sorted with that.
People have probably seen that scar before.
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's in the shape of an upside down L.
So that's where they opened her up and scraped the bone there. There was a bone infection on the clavicle joint.
Mm-hmm. Red Feather's never had a broken bone either. Shannon's accident prone and can trip over air.
Fell over the porch onto a rock when you were 3, Red Feather?
Yeah, I ran into a wall. I was playing chasey with my sister with a blanket on my head.
I reckon your sister lined you up.
You probably did. Yeah, Collette is a robot. No, I've got all my parts. And she regenerates quickly.
Like an axolotl. A mud skipper.
Deep says, yay, help for the shoulder. I know, it's been a long time coming. It's been about a year and a half I've been in pain with my shoulder. So hopefully it gets all sorted. I've got bursitis, chronic bursitis in my shoulder. So, yeah.
I don't regenerate quickly. I'm still waiting for my thumb to grow back. That's taken a long time to grow back.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm hungry.
Hungry?
I'm hungry.
Go and get something to eat, babe.
I might grab some Cheerios.
Little Cheerios.
They probably think I'm thinking about cereal. Cheerios.
Oh, no, not cereal. We call little cocktail wieners Cheerios. The tiny little red ones. I think that's what you call them, cocktail wieners. Or cocktail frankfurts. Or I've heard people call them hot boys. I don't like that word, hot boys. But they're the tiny little red sausages, and we like heating them up and eating them with tomato sauce or ketchup. So that's what we mean when we say Cheerios. Oh, a donkey bite scar. Oh, that would hurt. I actually saw a donkey a few weeks ago, because it's not every day you see a donkey. And, oh, the magpies are outside. I don't know if you can hear them through the mic. A little sort of. Didn't you heat them up?
No.
Oh. Vienna sausage. Hey, what are you talking about?
So they're what we call Cheerios.
Oh, a donkey bite. Steak and Fries has got a donkey bite scar. Man, that would have bruised up so much. When I was a kid, my mum was given a horse a carrot, and it bit her finger instead of the carrot, and her finger just went black. She's lucky she didn't lose a finger over that. Yeah, horses and donkeys and that, they got really good bites on them.
So, is that what you're talking about, Vienna sausage?
Is that a Vienna sausage? Yeah, where is it? It's on a bum. It could be an ass bite on her ass. Cheerio. Have you ever heard these little sausages called Cheerios before?
On her hand.
Oh.
No, I don't know what those are. Just remember. They're just like I don't know.
They don't have cabana. Saveloys. People in the UK know saveloys, but I don't know about the USA. Italian sausage. Cabanossi.
It tastes like Devon.
Stop me when you hear something you know. Cabana. Wieners.
Yeah, very similar to hot dog wieners, but they're little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miniature baby wieners. I'm sure they call them cocktail wieners.
I hate eating on camera. I'm sorry, guys.
Geez, they went fast. I don't mind. It's our mukbang. I don't like it if someone on camera is eating something crunchy. I don't like the sound of it. Little smokies.
Some little smokies. She still thinks donkeys are cute, but she'll look at them sideways.
Yeah, that donkey I met a few weeks ago, he was really nice. I was patting it at Fernvale when they had that little fair thing. Then they were giving pony rides. There was also a donkey there. You could get donkey rides.
Cool.
And I went and found the lady in charge, asked if it was all right if I pat him, because he was sort of standing away from everyone. And I thought, oh, if he's naughty, I don't want to chance it.
Red Pepper says, no, you guys aren't talking and breathing heavily enough from up there. Can I have the water, please? We made Annie confetti hungry.
That was still all right cold because I'm hungry, but they're much better warmed up. I like them hot. They were always at kids' parties. It was like a definite. If you went to a kids' party when I was a kid, they would always have them with sauce.
Yeah, and fairy bread, which is
fairy bread. Hundreds and thousands.
Hundreds and thousands on bread. I don't know whether they know what we're talking about.
Oh, they call them sprinkles.
And just sprinkles on bread
They're
with
little,
butter.
All multicolored, tiny, itty bitty miniature little candy balls. And I think you call them sprinkles. You can put them on ice cream.
And put them on, normally use it for sprinkling on top of cake.
Yeah. Well, we would put that on a buttered slice of bread so they stick to the butter, and you don't put a top on it. It's just open bread with butter and then sprinkles, and then
Turbo Baby would absolutely love it, Annie Confetti.
And then you cut it into little triangles, and they have fairy bread. Oh, that was always at kids' parties when we were kids.
Yep, they call them Jimmies, hundreds and thousands.
Call them Jimmies. Yeah, look up fairy bread.
Yeah.
It's really easy. You just get your butter, put it on your bread, and then once you got your layer of butter, the sprinkles will stick to the butter. And you don't put a top on it, just leave it open.
She likes the little smoky hot dogs too.
Yeah, and the party pies and sausage rolls.
Yeah.
So the party pies are miniature little pot pies that fit in the palm of your hand, only real tiny, and you always had them at kids' parties too.
I believe Jimmy's is an East Coast thing. We call it sprinkles, not hundreds and thousands. Yeah, yeah.
Well, there's hundreds and thousands of them in a packet.
There is. That's why they're called hundreds and thousands. I've never sat through a mukbang either.
I don't like it. And I can't sit through ASMRs either because I've got really bad hearing and I can't hear it. And even when I turn it up really loud, it's not worth hearing.
There's an Australian, he does role play of massages. So he does massages through ASMR.
So describes massaging.
I think so. And he makes sounds.
Oh, now I'm pressing my thumbs deep into the
shoulder blades. I've only had one professional massage in my whole life.
Oh, I've had heaps. I love them.
I think they're too hard. The one that we had when we went to that mountain.
Oh, I love it hard.
I loved that one because it wasn't too hard. It was just nice.
That'd be too weak for me.
Yeah.
I love them hard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't like a full. That's like your sports massages. My mum has been to one that's done a sport massage, and she'd come out with bruises on her. She said, I'm going to make fairy bread with Turbo Baby this week. Thanks, she'll love it. Yeah, she will. It's so easy to make.
Yeah, she's old enough now. When they're really little, I think it might be a bit of a worry in case they choke on them. But once they get older, it's cool. And it's a good little sugar rush.
Yeah. No, we'll normally have, if we do a birthday party or when the kids were younger and did a birthday party, you would have your Cheerios and your fairy bread.
Do a video on and snakes.
Snake lollies.
Snake candy. That was always at kids' parties. And cheesels, because you could put one on each finger.
Oh, now you're making more cheesels.
Yeah, you'll have to Google that, Annie. See if you can get any fairy bread up. Fairy bread steak and fries is just a normal piece of bread, and then you put butter on it, and then once you've got a layer of butter, you sprinkle jimmies, or we call them hundreds and thousands. They're just sprinkles.
What did definitely called them sprinkles,
like cake sprinkles, or what you get on iced donuts, or you put them on cakes or anything. So they're like little cake decorations, but they're tiny itty bitty balls. So you sprinkle them on your butter, and they stick to the butter, and then you just cut them into little triangles and leave them open like that and give them to the kids.
I don't have any to put on bread.
So we always called that fairy bread.
Next time we go shopping, I'll get you to buy some sprinkles.
Yeah.
And
you sure we haven't got any left?
Positive. The kids.
Oh, they don't stay because the kids end up sneaking into the cupboard and getting them.
The kids put them on ice cream, so we don't have them at the moment.
Even if they don't have ice cream, they just eat them straight out the bottle.
No, they're multicolored. Are they pink and brown? No, they're multicolored. They've got lots of different colors. You get white, pink, blue, yellow, lots of different colors.
Well, mainly primary colors.
Yeah. I think no, not on Vegemite.
No, not on Vegemite.
Dang, I've been behind in the video and on top chat this whole time. Oh no, Optic. You would have no idea what we're talking about.
Never do sprinkles with Vegemite.
No, yuck. You can do Vegemite with tomato. Yum.
Cheese.
And cheese.
Vegemite goes really good with savoury stuff, not with sweet stuff.
Vegemite,
just
tomato,
too much of a contrast.
Vegemite, tomato, and cheese.
Oh, yeah, on toast.
We got that.
We
do.
Is that what we're going to have for lunch?
We could.
And melt it a bit. Do you want me to do some so we can show them?
Do you want me to do some?
You don't want to be left alone.
You should know me by now.
Okay, but you've got to toast it first.
I'll toast the bread first.
Yeah. Got to toast the bread first. Do a light layer of Vegemite, a couple of slices of tomato, and then cheese on top, and then melt it in the griller.
How about we just do it afterwards?
Okay. We should do a video with it.
Can't wait to try the Vegemite. When you try it, just try a little bit. Optic should have got his by now, hopefully.
You mix it into sauces. Vegemite? No.
You can make a gravy with it.
Yeah, if you put hot water with it and water it down a bit, you can make a weak gravy. Now, you can use it in cooking. So if you wanted to pour it in cooking, you could like water it down with boiling hot water and then tip it into your cooking. But no, it's not made to make into sauces, really. It's just a spread.
You could do whatever you want with it, actually. You could experiment with it.
Don't be like
No,
that.
no.
Not a whole spoonful.
No.
We watched that again not long ago. Showed Mum.
Not for your first time anyway. Like, I could have a spoonful, but yeah, not if you're just trying it for the first time.
Oh, we could eat a spoonful at a time, no worries. Without even blinking.
When I was younger, I actually had a bottle of Vegemite in my room with a spoon, and I would eat it by the spoonful. But I used to also eat banana and mayonnaise. Try different things.
I used to do that sometimes with peanut butter. You'd take a jar of peanut butter and a spoon and sneak it away. And
you'd be careful you didn't choke on the peanut butter. Bet that video would be popular. Yes, I did. I loved the new magnet too. Orange is my favorite color. Awesome.
Oh, Luke got his pack.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Very good.
We might get to see Luke trying Vegemite one day.
I don't know.
You're going to video it, Luke? Get Janie to put it up.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a heap of Aussie stuff, food-wise, as long as it lasts, and put it on the back wall. So when we do a Wacky Wednesday, we can actually show different things and show you what it's about.
If you find something that you can't get there and you really want to try it and it's able to be posted, let us know, Annie, and we'll might do a box swap or something down the track.
Yeah. You're welcome, Luke. We absolutely love being able to send things around the world. And it gives you...
It's cool. I like it.
Yeah. It's a little bit of us going to a little bit of you. So.
And we know when we've received things in the past how nice it is to connect with someone and get that little package. So
yeah, I'm going to still make Janie try it. I don't know if I'm... Oh, you can try it.
Janie should have some left over from ages ago.
Yeah.
We sent Janie some and I don't think she ever opened it.
Just stick your finger a little bit in it and put it on your tongue. You'll be fine. It's not going to kill you. I wouldn't send anything that would kill you. Yeah, give it a try, Optic.
Don't be a sook, mate.
You have the 420 pies.
4 and 20.
4 and 20, yes. Yeah.
4 and 20 is a brand here for pies, yeah. It's not like they made up of marijuana. It's not 420 not 420 pies.
No.
Yeah, 4 and 20s is an old brand that does pastries like pies, sausage rolls, pasties.
Optic says, yeah, she does. It's somewhere on her desk. Her desk is probably like Grant's garage. Stuff everywhere.
Any Cheerios left?
Yeah, do you want some more?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'll go.
Or you want me to get them?
No, I'll go below too when I'm out.
Oh, you also want to put the kettle on?
Yeah, I'll put the kettle on.
Excellent. Yeah, because it's lunchtime here.
Here, pass me your cup, please.
Thanks, babe. You right?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, now we can talk about her. That'd probably be our whole house if it wasn't for Collette, Red Feather. But she limits me. I get my messy areas in the garage. I can keep that a mess. And outside, but in the house has to stay pretty good. Steak and fries, part Chinese, you'll eat anything? How have you heard about 4 and 20 pies, Deb? Have you got those in the USA? I didn't think you had many pies there. Like you have dessert pies more than savoury pies. But meat pies are really common in Australia. There's bakeries sell hundreds of different sorts of pies. All different sorts of pies. There's literally like 3 dozen different pies in some bakeries you can choose from. And as far as I can tell, it's what you guys call pot pies. They're just called pies here because that's what we have everywhere. 420 blackbirds baked in a pie. Yeah, I think that's where the name came from. The Queen was in her counting house. No, the King was in his counting house counting out the money. The Queen was in the parlour making bread and honey. The maid was in the laundry. I don't know, something about hanging out clothes. Yeah, beef pies. Well, they say beef, but depends with some pies what you get in them. Probably all the scraps, bits of beef, bits of pork, whatever's floating around as leftovers in the butchers. But good quality pies have nice big chunks of steak in them. But there's just specifically pie shops all around the place here too, where you can just go and that's all they do, pies and sausage rolls and pastries like that. Yeah, I forget that old nursery rhyme. It's something about maid was in the garden hanging out the, I forget. And then when all the birds were in the pies. It was a bit weird, but most nursery rhymes are, aren't they? They got weird stories behind them. Yeah, pot pies, I thought so. Well, pot pies, just about everywhere you go, every shop has pies. If they do hot food here, they do pies. It's like a staple in Australia. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye. That's it. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye. 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. 420 blackbirds baked in a pie. Hey Joel, I'm really good, thanks mate. How are you? Welcome in. We're just having a chilled, laid back, easy chat live stream today. We started off with weddings because it's Colette's and mine anniversary today. 5 years we've been married. And Colette's grabbing a few things and she'll be back soon. Also, that's a reminder too, if you guys want to connect with each other and support each other's channels, make sure you do that. I don't mind at all because there's some really, really good people and nice channels in here. Well, I think I've got to get off here. I'm going to give you a posh voice. You ready, Luke? Well, I think I've got to get off here for just a little bit. I think Jeannie was going on tonight. All right, I might catch you later on if we finish up and Janie's on. Luke, I might see you over there. Otherwise, we'll catch you soon, mate. Adios, Optic. I'll be back. Where are you from, my friend? I am in Queensland, Australia. Joel, how about you? Spot on impression. Hey, I forgot the end bit. Have a good one. See you later, Luke. Have a good one. Tomorrow, excuse me, tomorrow is our anniversary, Red Feather. But like we were saying, we have been together for 30 years this year. It's just that we only got married 5 years ago. Oh, nice, Joel, from the Philippines. In Qatar at the moment. Cool. Yeah, I've got a lot of nice Philippine friends on my list. I often call into their channels. And a few Filipinos that are actually over in Qatar as well. Thanks, Dol. Oh, did you heat them up?
Yes.
Colette's heated this one's up. And if you heat them up for too long, they explode. And this is what happens.
She said, oh, okay, I was confused because I was in the future. You guys are in the future. Let's do over a tiny bit, baby.
So if you heat up a cocktail wiener, it turns into a female wiener.
Ah,
You right?
that was my toe.
Sorry, baby. Yeah, well, it's Thursday here for us, Red Feather. Thursday lunchtime here. And then tomorrow, Friday the 29th, is our anniversary.
And this,
Here we go.
I found a photo.
Is that what took you so long?
Yeah. That is a young punk Grant. So that's what Grant looked like.
It's a bit fuzzy. Is that the photo or the camera?
I think that's a photo. So that was Grant when he was 16. No, he got a poke in the ribs for that deep in the woods.
Out of camera, I've got a good poke.
Oh, you got a poke. Sid Vicious Grant. Yep. Yeah.
Ah, yum. So, yeah, this is how you should have cocktail wieners. Heat it up. Oh, that's more like it. So forgive us while we're having our lunch. Oh, did you find another photo? Today's show and tell for us.
It's been packed away. I need to get a frame for it. That's a young Grant and I too.
See, even back then we used to like to dress up.
So did your parents always like Grant, Collette?
No.
No. Oh, my mum did. My mum's beautiful, but my dad was very wary.
I bet she was worried for a long time.
Yeah. No, my dad didn't at first.
Can't blame him, mate.
It took a little while for
I mean, have a look at that. Would you want that dating your daughter? Yeah, that was
at a show.
A theme park we went to.
Yeah. Yeah, so Red Feather, no, my dad didn't I didn't dislike him, but yeah, didn't like him straight up.
Oh, he was still always nice enough to me. Just like I said, he probably didn't think much of someone like me dating his daughter.
See, I'm the baby of my family too. And you're the baby of your family.
Yeah. You gonna have another one?
I was always my daddy's little girl. I still am. He still calls me babe or bub.
Yeah. And I didn't really have a lot of prospects. I didn't have a good education. I had a couple of addictions. So.
She said, I kind of figured.
Oh, yeah, they both love me now.
Yeah. Oh, that's like Grant's dad never liked me. Never liked me.
He wasn't ever mean to me or, you know, he wasn't nasty. I was still allowed around there and that sort of thing, but it just wasn't a real good connection. You could, you know, we didn't really connect. I was a bit young and silly and he was very weary, I guess.
And your dad used to, or probably still does, think I'm stuck up. Stuck up means a bit toffee nose, bit full of yourself. What else? Posh. But that's not the case. I just.
You mind passing the coffee over?
Yeah, just different upbringings.
Thanks.
But opposites attract. Interesting. Yeah.
She wanted a bad boy.
I wanted to tame the bad boy.
And you did.
I did. For the best too, because I'd hate to see where your life would be if things had kept on going the way they were.
Yeah.
So.
I wouldn't have this tattoo for starters.
Yes, our mums get on really good. Our mums both names are Lynn.
Two Lyns.
And they worked together too when they were younger.
After we met each other.
After we met each other.
They only met each other through us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we balance each other out.
I always had a soft side too, though. I mean, that's what Collette really loved about me.
Yeah.
We used to, well, we still do. Right from the start, we used to just sit and talk for hours. Always just happy just to hang out together.
Mm-hmm. We do it now.
Yeah.
We're together all the time.
So right from the start, like nearly 30 years ago, it was like that. Mm-hmm. I loved just hanging out with her and going places, and we used to just spend hours together talking, and it never went away. It just always stayed like that, didn't it?
Yeah. Always run things past you first.
Well, you had to when I was younger. When I was younger, I was a lot more insecure and jealous, and not now. Not much.
No, you're not. You've got nothing to be jealous over.
You've never really been that much of a jealous type.
I have moments.
You do have moments.
It all depends on
my actions.
Yeah, because Grant can be a little bit.
Oh, she calls me a flirt.
He can be a bit flirtatious. So it all depends on how he's being flirtatious or being perceived. But it is nice. There is so much hate in the world. Nice to see the simple joys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Red Feather.
We don't have a perfectly rosy life, though. I mean, we're still human. So especially when we're online, we don't want to bring any more negativity than there already is. Oh. And in our life too, any real negative people or toxic people in our lives, we've distanced ourselves from and tried to make our own quiet little family.
Yeah. No, there's people in our past that they're just toxic and we've just walked away from because we've had to for our own sanity. You just have to. You have to put your family first.
Probably now through YouTube, this is the most friends we've ever had. We've always been. We haven't really had a lot of people in our life and not many close friends. So we've really come out of our shells, both of us, a lot more since we've started to connect with people more on YouTube. And the friendships we have with you guys is really special to us because we don't have a lot of that in real life.
No.
Nearly everything we do is based around the family at home, and we don't have a lot of social life.
Yeah.
So the time we spend with you guys is...
It's an outlet for us. Yes, it's our outlet. It's our time to be able to communicate with people from all over the world and learn and just have fun. And he says, you two are positive, such a great outlook despite many hardships. I know, but your channel promotes happiness and is kind of rare on YouTube and social media in general.
Well, life becomes what you focus on too.
Negativity breeds negativity. That's what I've always...
Colette's always been better at it and more positive than me over the years, definitely. Like I was saying, the more you focus on something, that's what life becomes. And I used to focus way more on my past. And with Colette's help, it's become a lot better. But it's true. Like if you focus on all the good things, you become grateful and thankful. And if you focus on all the bad stuff, you become bitter and negative over it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also,
and everybody has both.
No. And even in our darkest times, because our younger years were a bit chaotic, I used to have this little rock and it had hope written on top of it. And I loved my hope rock. I don't know where it is. It should be around here somewhere. But I used to say that I'll always have hope. No matter what, I have hope that things will always be better. And they are. It is hard to focus on things going on right instead of the hardships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's human nature. It's much easier to remember hard times and you tend to take the good times for granted.
I think this last 10 years, as we've matured and grown up, we see things totally different to when we saw them when we were younger.
Yeah. You get different priorities.
Yeah. It's because you want to fix the hardships and don't need to fix the happiness.
Yeah, and hardship brings hurt and pain, and that sort of thing sticks in your heart because you want to protect yourself from it in the future. So I think that's hardwired into us to remember hardships because you want to try and avoid it in the future. So it's hardwired into you to remember hardships more.
Yeah. But I'd rather spread positiveness and make people smile or have a happy face rather than bring them down or make them sad.
There's something we talked about early when we were doing the channel, what we wanted to focus on and try and spread in the world if we had the chance.
Yeah. Because I actually said to Grant, it's easy to be...
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen Negs in a long time.
It's easy to be... what did I say to you last night? It's easy to be full of hate and put somebody down rather than to lift somebody up. It's easy to pick out someone's bad points and focus on someone's good points, I think. Whereas I'd rather focus on someone's good points.
Lucky for me. Thanks, Red Feather. We always feel really lucky and blessed that so many people have showed us like friendship and support and been really nice to us over the last couple of years on YouTube.
And we are basically pretty much how we are here as we are in real life also. And
like, I think because we've been that way too, there's only been like the odd person, there's only been a couple of people that have been nasty or tried to be.
Yeah, but I think they just don't actually
love themselves.
And don't actually take the time to actually get to know us.
Yeah.
You know?
But it really has been rare. We haven't had that many dramas on YouTube.
No.
And I think it's because we don't encourage it and we don't stay around it if it happens. So we've sort of moved on when we've needed to. But there's only been the very odd occasion that trouble has come looking for us.
So is this why you started the channel? Well, when we first started the channel, it was brought on by a video that I took of the cow. And the original video, the original channel, I lost the passwords for. So we created this channel. And then we started to think, well, we put the video up and we liked doing it. So we focused on more of doing more of it.
Yeah. I'll just be a bit more specific on that. It was a cow was down in our paddock and it was just about dead. It was dying from bloat. And we had to try and rescue it and save its life. And while I was doing that, Collette filmed it on her phone and we weren't on YouTube. She was just doing it because it was interesting. And then she put it on YouTube as somewhere to keep it and make sure that we had a copy of it. And we still didn't know much about YouTube, did we?
No.
And a few months later, when I went back and we couldn't get into it, it was up to 70,000 views.
Yeah, on that channel. Yeah.
So it had heaps of views and I thought, oh, wow, maybe there's something in this YouTube. We might be able to actually do something with it.
Yeah.
So from there, the idea was to share animals with everyone. But we had to open up a new channel because we lost all the passwords.
But we try and balance it between animals. Like the kids do occasionally get filmed or want to be on film, but we let them choose if they want to be on film or not. So there will be occasional ones of the kids, but more so it's animals or things that we're doing or things that we find and live streams.
They're at that age too where, I mean, a lot of their lives and their friendships with their mates at school are online. So we're pretty aware that if they do something online, all of their mates and their friends can see it. So, I mean, when I was that age, I wouldn't have wanted to.
No. It's like we've got Farron's birthday coming up. He'll be 13. He turns a teenager in a week and a half. So he's at that age too where he's got a choice whether he wants to be filmed or not. Steak and Fries says, I really like the animal videos. I miss farm animals a lot.
Yeah. Well, at the start of the channel, I didn't realise we would connect with people through YouTube and make such good friends.
No.
I didn't know much about this side of it at all. The initial concept was I knew we were lucky enough to be renting on a property. It was only an old rundown farmhouse, but it was a really big property and we could have heaps of animals. And I thought there's a lot of people across the world in cities and suburbs that don't have the chance to have animals, so I wanted to share that with them. But then as we got to know YouTube and it evolved into live streams, it turned into wanting to spread the joy and the positivity.
Red Feather says the kids one are fun too, except for the one who goes to the skate park and always scares me because I think he's going to hurt himself. That's Farron. That's our youngest.
I normally get the job of taking him to the skate park or watching him on the trampoline learn new flips and stuff, because Colette's always been a bit more worried and concerned that she'd have to take him to the hospital.
He did say to you once, because like I say,
that was funny.
I don't like to watch a lot of
when he was really little.
Yeah, I don't like to watch a lot of the daredevil things he does. And what did he say to you?
He asked me if he could climb the tree.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, mate, go for it. Climb up the tree. Because he used to love climbing the trees, but Collette was always, stay out of the tree. She was worried he'd fall out.
Yeah.
And when I said he could climb up the tree, he said to me, how come Mum doesn't like me climbing the tree? And I said, and I was trying to make him feel better about it. I said, oh, mate, it's because she cares about you, doesn't want you hurt, and she loves you. And he just looked at me and said, don't you love me? Because I was letting him climb the tree, and I've just told him Collette doesn't because she loves him. So he just jumped to the next logical explanation that I mustn't care for him as much. I said, no, mate, I care for you too, but I know what it's like to be a boy, and I know you want to climb trees, so if you fall out and hurt yourself, I'll take you to the hospital.
Hey, Michelle, welcome.
I know, right? All of a sudden I felt about this big.
But yeah, with Farron, I can't. We've only had one broken bone amongst all the boys, and that was Gus.
That is so good out of 4 boys, especially when Farron does what he does. Because Farron tries doing flips on his scooter at the skate park.
Gus broke his arm coming off a wet trampoline. He just we had a pool at the time, and he just grabbed the side of the trampoline and slipped, and he landed and broke his arm. And he is the only one of our kids that has caught, how rare is this, caught his ear in the springs of the trampoline. He's
somehow he had his head on the springs when someone else was jumping, and so the springs come apart a little bit, and his ear got caught in the spring.
Yeah, I've never ever heard of another kid's ear getting caught in the trampoline spring before.
Oh, what's that? The stream's cutting out.
Hey, Living and Learning Live, welcome.
Hey, Living and Learning. Hey, speak of the devil, how's your ear, Gus?
Sorry, I can't hear you from this side.
Red Feather says, but you got to let them be kids too. Yeah.
Collette learnt to turn the other way, and
I just don't watch.
She used to say, all right, it's your job to go to the hospital. We've been up to the hospital a few times with busted eyebrows. And
yeah, we've had eyebrows having to be glued together. But that's all part of it. That's like they rarely stitch now unless they really have to. They normally just glue. Fisher's had glue on his eyebrow. Farron's had glue too.
Yeah, I was a bit of a daredevil as a kid.
Not me. Yeah, it's all part of being kids.
I spent so much time up at the hospital when I was a kid. I've got scars all over my knees and my elbows from coming off swings and out of trees and off bikes and skateboards and all the rest of it. Forever had skin off.
Mm-hmm.
One time as a kid.
Pardon?
It's Mum's birthday today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ring her later when the boys get home.
One time as a kid, I went up to the hospital to get stitches. I got stitches on my head, and coming out of the hospital, they had a little short wall only about 2 foot tall.
Short wall.
And coming out of the hospital after getting stitches, I got up on that wall and started walking along it, balancing, and I fell off and busted open my head, and I had to go back inside. Didn't even make it to the car. I had to go back inside and get re-stitched.
He was a shit of a kid. And he had masks and everything when he was a teenager, and he would hide behind things and jump out at people and scare people. But yeah.
And back then they didn't have computers.
Mm-mm.
When I turned up at the hospital with Mum, they used to pull out my file, and it was a big book like this, and they'd put it on the counter and go through it, righty-o. But everything was on paper, so they had this massive file for me.
Mm-hmm. I think when I went up to the hospital for anything, my file
Good night,
was
Michelle.
really small until I started having kids. Now it's 2 books.
Mm.
It's 2 volumes. Night, Michelle. Hi, Mr. Fulton's dad.
Mr. Fulton Senior.
Yeah, we're going to have to call it a day very soon. Got a few things to do. The kids will be home in 2 hours.
Yeah, it's turned into afternoon for us.
It has. We've been going on 3 hours.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Been good though. Been some lovely people
some
in here.
Lovely people.
I hope you've enjoyed reminiscing with some of the old photos and songs and a few different things.
And good showing you the photos, the wedding photos, and the young photos of us. And your beautiful singing, baby. Your beautiful singing.
Thank you, baby.
So we might wrap it up here, babe.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah. And thank you all for joining us.
I can never tell how many people are in chat anymore either.
It doesn't tell us.
It doesn't tell us. I don't know if it shows you guys, but we can't see how many people are in chat. It's been like that for a month.
A long time. So I hope you all have a good night's sleep. Yeah, nice catching up with you too, Deep in the Woods and Red Feather and anybody else in chat. Steak and Fries, Living and Learning, Deb. Yeah, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Debs.
Thank you very much again to the people that gave generous donations tonight too. We really appreciate that.
Oh, and Annie Confetti, she's in chat. Steak and Fries says, I have a smile on my face, so mission accomplished, you guys. Excellent. You're welcome.
And if there's anyone in here that did miss any of the photos or songs or any of that stuff, you can just skip through the live stream later on when it goes up to video.
Yeah.
Apart from that, if you just want to leave a thumbs up on your way out, we'd appreciate it.
And next week's trivia is going to be Disney princesses. I'll have to wait and see what Grant comes dressed as. And we've got a couple of videos going up, probably one video going up tomorrow.
Cool, Annie. Even if you don't do a video, at least do some photos and put them up on Twitter.
Yeah. So we got the kitty cat video going up tomorrow, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's some of the name suggestions.
Yeah.
And if you want to comment on our videos too, we've got comments disabled. YouTube has done that. We haven't got a say in it.
Mm-hmm.
But we have got the community tab. Yeah. So if you go to our page and you click into community,
it goes.
Is that how you do it?
It goes videos, playlists, community.
Yeah. So if you hit that tab, it'll take you into where we've got comments going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so you all be safe and thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next Tuesday night for trivia.
Thanks heaps for spending time with us and having a good chat with us today. We really loved spending time, so thank you very much.
Yeah. Remember, take time for the simple joys. Bye, guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
If I don't see you around in live streams anywhere, I'll catch you next week. Bye.